But it's not kidney stone.
And meeting in the middle of
Body didn't handle meat well, so you got to get some meat.
meeting in the middle of the field are Colton Gauthier and Connor Svenningson for the coin toss.
Let's go down there, Jeeves.
Early on in the game today.
The great thing is Landon Cardian is back. He was out for 3 weeks with a concussion. And fans, while we were away with the technical difficulty, the Bears will be kicking off, and Chris Carrillo will be teeing it up. And back deep for them is number 5.
Justin Peavy, a senior, one of the seniors here on senior night for Hebron. And the Bears will kick off from the 40-yard line, and we're underway here in the final week of the regular season. And it is fielded right around the 10-yard line. A couple of blocks, but he's going to get wrapped up by a host of defenders. He fights forward to around the 29-yard line is Justin Peavy. And William Willis on the special teams tackle for the Bears.
And let's talk about that backfield for us real quick, even though we're on defense. You got Jacoby Murray, a freshman, starting at the B-back, and he's also he's your rush end. We've got Nick Morgan, a freshman, who's a linebacker and an A-back, and then you've got Drew Bomar. So there's youth all over the place, and hopefully these guys will stand up and do what they got to do. So here we go, 1st and 10 for Hebron.
And time to step up, too, led by their senior quarterback, Colton Gauthier, with over 1,600 yards passing. He's going to South Carolina, has his Peavy. And my goodness, Peavy was wide open down the seam. And that was Drew Bomar back in coverage, back in the secondary, and Gauthier just missed Peavy running right down that seam, and which would have been about a 70-yard touchdown to start the game.
And they do no huddling, and their quarterback, Colton Gaither, he signed with South Carolina, so they do have an experienced quarterback who's going to try to throw it all around the field.
And you're going to see a lot of Justin Peavy out of the wide receiver spot, as well as Jack Luttrell, who is the leading wide receiver, over 600 yards receiving on the season. And they'll give it to the halfback here. Good open field tackle Well, that was Bomar again, I believe, coming out of that secondary spot with a good open field tackle on the running back. I believe that was Jaden Stowers.
You talk about a player that plays with reckless abandon, and that's Drew Bomar. The kid can play offense, defense. He can do what his special teams. He'll do what you ask him to do.
And only a sophomore as well, getting a lot of good playing time this year with some of the injuries. And coming into this game, we saw the ability there coming up from that safety spot with a good open field tackle on the running back.
And that was a gain of 1 on the play, and it looks like Hebron's going to call a timeout. So they're going to have it. They're going to have it 3rd and 9 at their 31, and that's what the Bears need right away. Is they need a defensive stand. Go ahead and establish some momentum and get things rolling and see what this offense is going to do.
And you can tell Coach Stan Luttrell already kind of knowing the importance of an early 3 and out possibility for their offense and giving it back to the offense that can really potentially keep the ball 6, 7, 8 minutes and take the majority of this first quarter. He knows his possessions are possibly limited here, so he wants to make sure that they pick up at this first down and at least get a couple of first downs before they have to punt the football. So again, we've mentioned Bomar's name twice on 1st and 2nd down already. Only a sophomore, so there's your future defense right there in Drew Bomar coming out of that safety spot as well.
And I tell you what, those guys are going to have to go because the backups, are going to be JV players that come in, and we may see a lot of them tonight too.
Absolutely. So Gauthier back in shotgun formation, man in motion, top of your screen to bottom. Silent snap count. Gauthier drops back. Pressure coming up the middle. He gets hit, releases it through the middle, and overthrows his receiver. And that looks like it was Jack Luttrell again, who is the leading receiver.
Yep.
And Jack Luttrell, and he coach's son there, and he just gets overthrown by Gauthier. And Donovan Johnson back in coverage, one of the best on the Bears. In the Bears secondary, but good 3 and out for the Bears defense.
He's one of the best corner guys in single A private, if not the state. So here we go, punt formation. Got Drew Bomar back deep.
And
you can really tell what they're trying to do on offense here, right? We know Gauthier is really good. He has an incredible arm. We've seen a lot of good quarterbacks this year, really, starting with Prince Avenue. And it almost gets blocked, and there's going to be a no penalty. Okay.
Yeah, they did throw it. They did. He was late throwing it. I thought it got tipped, and it doesn't. I guess it doesn't matter, but that'll back it up. Well, if you're not gonna, if you're gonna throw it early. Don't wait a little bit and throw it. So it looks like it's going to be roughing the punter. Whether it's going to be running into, I think high school rule is only one. Roughing the punter is roughing the punter in high school. So let's see what they call it. Yep. It's against us.
We knew that was the guy, and it looked like he was reaching in his pocket to get the flag out, which is why I started to say it, and I jumped the gun a little bit. But maybe he just couldn't find that. He just couldn't find that yellow flag.
Let's see if that's going to be a 5-yard penalty, or is that going to be an automatic first?
I think it's just a 5-yard penalty.
It
so
is.
It should be fourth and 4. Should be 4th and 4 now. So it'll be a repunt, which is good, and Jack Luttrell will be back to be the punter here.
That's a break for us right there, roughing the punter, but it was only a 5-yarder, and now they're back in punt formation. So Drew Bomar back deep.
And again, Jack Luttrell, the punter here for Hebron. He's going to take a couple of big steps and, again, gets a high sky punt off. And Bomar finally falls on the ball at around the 35-yard line.
Looked like it went off the helmet or the shoulder pad of one of our guys. And everybody just kind of stood there like in disbelief. So the Bears will take over. They do recover it. Drew Bomar recovered the botched punt return.
It's a very lackadaisical kind of return. Everybody kind of just stopped.
Everybody goes, okay, is this dead ball or what? So here we go. Bears take over. 1st and 10 at their 37. Let's see what we got shaken. Donovan is actually in there at the B-back.
And that doesn't surprise me too much, Coach. You know it as much as I do, but Donovan Johnson could get a lot of carries here on offense. And he will fall forward for maybe 2 yards on 1st down.
Okay,
up the middle.
One on the play by number 3, Donovan Johnson.
Landon Simpson in on the tackle here for the Lions.
2nd and 7.
So they give him 3 officially on 1st down.
So here we go. It's grinded offense, and let's just take the sails out of their wind. The wind out of their sails, so to speak.
And Jacoby Murray into the game, the big freshman running back. They're gonna fake it to him and go out wide to Bomar. Tries to get the corner, stiff arm, and he can't quite get it. And I think he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. And Peavy and Luttrell in on the tackle.
That's Jack Luttrell again.
Jack Luttrell and Peavy in on the tackle there for that Lions
Check
defense.
that was number 5.
Okay,
yeah,
Justin
you got it,
Peavy.
Justin Peavy
okay.
on that.
Okay, so it'll be a third down, just as we saw on the other side. It's 3rd down and 7 now for the Bears, and you're going to see Christian Padgett at the bottom of your screen. 2 wide receivers, rare formation, and a good pass. And Padgett's going to have the first down. Makes one guy miss, goes into Lion territory down at the 45-yard line. Ball's out, and Padgett falls back on it. I think he was down anyway.
They did not call him down. They went ahead and played that. Oof. And that was Jack Luttrell on the tackle.
He's everywhere.
They were I call it starting the chainsaw. Everybody was ripping at that ball, but it's a good play. First down, little hitch play. Got us a first, and we got 1st and 10 at their 47.
And very rare to see 2 wide receivers set for the Bears. It does not happen very often.
No, that's our ace formation, and
spread it out a little bit.
You know what's coming when you see it.
That's exactly right. Nichols. And is the ball out again?
Ball's out, but Marshall Nichols recovered it. Let's see who we got. We've got
2 fumbles already here for the Bears. And Ethan Gerard, the big defensive lineman, in on the stop for the Lions. And it'll be 2nd down and 7 yards for the Bears. And again, Jacoby Murray back in the backfield. Just a freshman. And man, does he have a big bruiser-like body back there. Nichols is going to keep it. And he gets taken down. Was that 26, I think? Preston Brown kind of stayed home from that outside linebacker defensive end spot, just as you're taught to do. Stay home, and he ended up making the tackle on Marshall Nichols. So it'll bring up 3rd down and 6 now for the Bears, and Nichols and company look to convert another in this offense, 3rd and long.
It's 4-down territory.
They are in Lion territory. Bomar comes in motion. He'll take the handoff, and not a lot of space. He falls forward for maybe a couple of yards, but that'll bring up 4th and 5, and Peavy in on the tackle again. My goodness, Peavy and Luttrell are all over the place for offense and defense here for the Lions.
Okay, it looks like he's bringing in the punt team. It looks like we're going to try for field position here.
Could be one of those nights. Could be one of those nights of a defensive battle, possibly going back and forth as well. You have to know Colton Gauthier on the other side has an arm and has some weapons as well. And the snap is away, and this guy's a pretty good punter, Marshall Nichols. All-State going to Mississippi State. He will down it inside the 10.
At the 10-yard line by number
and Jaden Stowers on
and
the catch.
That's Nichols' forte, is trying to drop it inside the 10. Looks like he's done that, so it's they'll take over the 7-yard line, 8-yard line. And
hard to tell from this angle, but I think you're right. I think he's at the 8.
And looks like a good decision. You know, you don't want to get down to these guys. Right now you want to try to play for field position, keep them pinned in their own end, and you know, just play for the time and the score. So,
and if you're this secondary, you have got to have your head on a swivel here, because you have trips to the bottom of your screen here, one wide receiver to the top, and you know they want to just throw it all over the place. And I can imagine they went deep 2 times the first possession. I can see a quick pass here, and there it is. And Jaden Stowers again, he's going to get hit and fall forward past the 10 to around the 12 for a gain of 4 on first down. And Landon Cardian comes up from his secondary spot for the tackle.
It's such a blessing to have Landon Cardian back. He's such a tough guy. You know, he had a concussion and was out he's been out since the Athens Christian game.
Yeah.
But to have him back in the secondary gives you that you know, that ferocious hitter back there, and a guy that can climb the ladder too.
Gauthier another, and he's facing somebody. He has to scramble out to the bottom of your screen, and he approaches 15 to 20, and he's going to step out of bounds, and it should be a first down. And so good defensive pressure. I think that was Reifenberger in on the defensive pressure. And Drew Bomar chased him out of bounds.
But not before he, you know, he got enough for a first down, so that's going to be 1st and 10 for those guys.
And Reifenberger had him, but he looks like he may have tripped on his way to the quarterback. He kind of tried to crawl to get that sack, and that's what forced Gauthier to scramble. Another quick pass. And that's Peavy, breaks one tackle. He's going to fall out of bounds at around the 34-yard line. Justin Peavy, and William Willis comes up from that linebacker spot. You know what? He's one of the best that there is as well.
When I looked at Hebron on film, their offense, that's what they do. They deke and dime you. They go for the short step, and all of a sudden they throw it deep on you, kind of lull you to sleep.
And a handoff right up the middle, and there is William Willis again filling that gap with a good tackle. And I believe that was Demetrius Rogers. The first time we've mentioned Demetrius Rogers' name here tonight, the running back for the Lions.
And that was a 3-yard gain, so 2nd and 7.
And again, no huddle offense, spread formation, very typical of an offense nowadays, very opposite of Holy Innocents.
We've dropped 3 linebackers for more of a dime coverage, and we got a 3-man front running a 3-3.
That's Stowers in motion. Gauthier will roll out to the right. Quick quarterback rollout. He's going to get chased from behind, and he doesn't get it away, and he's taken down.
Jacoby Murray on the sack.
And man, that kid, he is going to be something in the next couple of years. Jacoby Murray able to kind of do everything on offense and defense, but this time he chases down a South Carolina commit quarterback.
You talking about a player that has really, really established himself. Started the season as the rush end, just was playing middle school this time last year. And now he's playing big-time varsity ball, and also he's going to
make an impact.
And an impact. And he's going to be carrying a lot of load tonight at B-back, so he's going to be depended upon. So that was a 4-yard loss. Now it's 3rd and 14.
And Gauthier drops back, has some time. He's going to chuck it down the middle of the field, has Peavy, and he connects. Peavy inside the 20, and he's going to get taken down inside right around the 15-yard line. And that was, again, Drew Bomar back in coverage. Well, 3rd and 14, that's what Gauthier lives for.
We talked about it. They're going to deke and dime you, throw little bitty hitches, and then you would think on a 3rd and 15 they may do a little like an out route. No, they loaded up and went deep. So
that's the 3rd time they've gone deep to Peavy in these first 2 possessions.
And if you give that guy 3 chances, he's going to get one of them.
Absolutely. And Gauthier now at the 15-yard line, 1st and 10, and there's your out route. There's your out route, and he just overthrows. I believe, was that Peavy or Luttrell? Luttrell.
Looked like James Gleason was out there on the coverage, and so was Christian Pageant. So they're 2nd and 10, deep in our territory inside the red zone.
This is the time where you bend, don't break defense here.
Yep.
If you're the Bears, try to hold them to a field goal attempt. Try to hold them to a possibility of just 3 points. And use that bend, don't break defense, because you know when they get up, they can sling it all over the place.
Right. So they got twins right, motion guy coming across.
And that's Stowers coming in motion.
It's the jet sweep.
There's the sweep, and Stowers is going to get chased out of bounds
by number 5, Lucas Chuko, and Bo Maxwell. So that was like a 6-yard gain. So it's going to bring up 3rd and 4 for us.
3rd and 5.
3rd and 4, 3rd and 5 here. And we'll see, and Landon Cardian down here at the bottom of the screen, obviously.
I guarantee you, we do not like a no-huddle offense going against us, because anytime you go against that, it tires you out. It puts you in no-sub situations.
And he's going to hand it to Rogers. Rogers with some space, and I don't think he got there.
No, he didn't. Got to gain about 1 on the play.
And you have to think here the Lions most likely are gonna just go for it with that quarterback. I would expect.
I don't see a field goal kicker coming out. So that's a gain of a yard. Going to bring up a 4th and 4 for the Lions. Coach is signaling in play.
And this is a possibility if you're the Bears defense here. This is a fantastic opportunity to get off the football field and get the football back.
Oh yes.
To hold this offense to not any points. It would be a massive achievement. So we'll see here. 4th down and 4. Gauthier right across the middle, and it's picked off.
Sure was. Christian Pageant on the interception. No, that's Donovan Johnson.
And we talked about it. Donovan Johnson just undercut that route right in the end zone. He knew exactly where it was coming, and unfortunately Gauthier just his eyes didn't move from that receiver in the middle of the field, and Donovan Johnson stepped right in front of the pass and picked it off.
When you're out there on an island by yourself inside the 10-yard line, and you can jump that slant route and intercept it, you're playing some good corners, so that was great job by Donovan.
And it actually benefits the defense to be a little closer to the end zone on a play like that because you can take a little more gamble, especially on that slant route, right? If you're a defensive back, you can come up and kind of jump that route and not have too much go on behind you after you jump that route.
And that was intercepted in the end zone, so it's brought back out to the 20, so good field position for us. Great defensive stop here. And there's Jacoby Murray. He's going to fall forward past the 30. That's actually Donovan.
Okay, Donovan Johnson. Good call, good catch. And Donovan Johnson falls across the 30 to around the 32-yard line. It'll be a first down for the Bears. And there's Jaden Stowers again. We've mentioned his name a bunch on offense and defense as well.
Boy, I tell you what, he was a step from getting an open field and going bye-bye. Because once Donovan gets going, you're not going to catch him. And that's the thing we're missing with Taekwon. All-state speed, track guy, can run away from people.
Can really break those outside running plays. And that time, that's Jacoby Murray, and he gets hit right at the line of scrimmage. And so he will go down for a gain of nothing. And that is Ethan Burrows coming in from that linebacker spot to make the tackle for the Lions.
In the backfield by number 6, Jack Luttrell, and a pride of Lions. It's second down and 10 yards.
Second down and 10 here. Murray exits and Johnson will return with the play here for Marshall Nichols. And again, you will not see a fast-paced offense here from Holy Innocents. They're going to take their time. There is absolutely 100% no rush in the way that they run.
You know, even though we're in the playoffs, this game still matters. You want to play at home and not on the road.
Absolutely, especially at a time.
Drew Bomar in the open field.
Across midfield, 50-40, trying to make one guy miss. He
He's
does
gone.
make a miss, 35-30, 25, and he gets caught inside the 10-yard line. And Drew Bomar breaks a big one here for the Bears inside the 10-yard line and puts the Bears in prime position to go up 6-0.
You know, a new little wrinkle in the offense, and everybody's always, we got to do triple option. We got to practice triple option. Well, you put in a new little wrinkle here and there, and it works. Drew Bomar got an open field, and he was gone. So look in 2 minutes, the field position has changed from inside our red zone. Now we're inside their red zone.
That is, and Jaden Stowers in on the tackle there in the secondary for the Lions as well. So it'll be first down and goal now from the 7-yard line for the Bears.
Nick Morgan in at A-back. Again, another freshman. These guys are going to have to grow up quick tonight.
And Marshall's going to hand the football off.
That was Donovan, and they're pushing him.
And he might have got in the end zone.
Let's see if he's in.
Touchdown Bears.
You know,
wow.
They've taken that old rule off the book that you can push the pile. It used to be you couldn't help the runner. You can't pull the runner, but you can push the pile. And that's all our big guys got behind the pile and pushed him on in. So that was Donovan. Great job. We're up 6-0. And Chris Carrillo on for the kick.
A 7-yard touchdown run by Donovan Johnson and the offensive line on that one to go up 6-0. And Chris Castillo in for the extra point. Nichols will hold. The kick is up, and it's beautiful right through the uprights. And the Bears have an early 7-0 lead here with 2 minutes and 2 seconds left. Nearing the end of the first quarter. But my goodness, you said it, Coach, just at the snap of your fingers, they're about to score. 4 plays later, the Bears are in the end zone on the other end, and they go 80 yards in, 2 minutes? A minute and a half, something like that, which is a very unusual Bear-like drive.
And I tell you what, we don't have the biggest linemen in the state, but we've got some of the strongest. You talk about an offensive line that has been together since their middle school years.
Yep.
And now they're blossoming with last year's team and then this year's team. And guys like Jack McGinty and Connor Swinenson and Mac Mitchell, they all know what to do, and they bought into that weight program, and they're strong as all get out.
And this offense does not work without that offensive line. So
back deep.
Peavy and Stowers back deep here for the Lions once again. And Castillo will once again kick it off here. And again, the Bears go up 7-0. Chris Carrillo will kick it off here for the Bears with 2 minutes, 2 seconds left. And again, the Bears up 7-0 after an 80-yard drive.
And couldn't have had a better scenario on the first couple of drives.
That'll go in touchback.
And Carrillo, I tell you what, Chris Carrillo comes out every practice. He's there 30 minutes before the team is, and always is kicking. And, you know, I'm out on the field with the middle school, and he's there, and I'll field his kicks and bring him back to him and give him a little tip here and there. And I can't tell you what, that kid, he is coming to his own. He's a soccer player, been playing soccer since he was knee-high. And he's a good asset to have. A good field goal kicker, somebody kicking in the end zone.
40-yard field goal earlier this year, I believe. And he's had a couple of really good attempts, and obviously touchbacks galore here for Carrillo, and he's really stepping up, so that hard work is paying off.
I forgot to mention Logan Hodson on that offensive line, too.
And
now we're feeling it. Yeah, we're feeling it now. We're starting to play. They're not going to be able to run against us.
Was that Jacoby Murray? I believe it was 42. Jacoby Murray.
It was
coming in from that defensive line spot, and that was Demetrius Rogers. I think that's his second carry of the night, and he gets hit right at that line of scrimmage and gets driven back a couple of yards. It'll be 2nd down and 11. And Gauthier, and just a little low, and that was for Luttrell again, who just can't seem to quite get going. He's had a couple of close catches, but just can't quite haul that one in past a little bit low. It'll bring up 3rd down and 11 now for the Lions.
And you know, all our guys need is some momentum, and then they start just feeling it and start pouring it on. So we got a 3rd and long here, 3rd and 12. Let's see what Hebron's got in store for us.
And Gauthier really likes these 3rd and longs, and he's rolling out to the right. Murray cuts him off and can't find anywhere to go. He's going to switch back to the near side of the field. He has all kinds of space, and Gauthier is going to get hit and fights forward, but I don't think he's going to make it.
No, he's going to be about 2 yards short.
So Gauthier with a good attempt and just kind of scrambled all over the place, and that was Bo Maxwell coming in from his secondary spot to make that big hit on Gauthier.
Going to bring up a 4th and 2.
How confident in you here is it?
We've got a player down over there, yeah. You know, when the quarterback scrambles back, there's going to be a lot of those kind of blindside hits. You may catch one, the ref may catch one, he may not.
And they're trying to take those out of the game for the most part. They really are, because they are dangerous. Sometimes it's hard to take them out of the game. But they are dangerous. They're very dangerous.
It looks like he's
plays.
working on Jacoby Murray. He is, and Jacoby gets up, working on the right knee, and Jacoby's walking off actually trotting off under his own power. So
that would be devastating.
I feel certain we'll see him again by next drive, most likely.
I think he knows his importance here tonight as well, and he's a tough kid. So
yep.
A young tough freshman. So he will step up big, no doubt.
You know. They're going to go after this punter because he takes so long to get the ball off.
It's multiple steps before he gets the ball off, and the last time they did it, it was 5 yards. If they do that this time, there it is.
There's another one, and that's gonna give us a first.
And that's why you don't. That's why you don't do it, right? And there's always pros and cons. And there's one of your cons, right?
That was a 4th and 2, and that's going to be a 5-yard penalty and give them a 1st down.
Roughing the kicker.
I can't tell you the last time that I've seen 2 of those in one game in high school rather than 2 in one quarter.
Two within the past 3 drives.
And that doesn't happen very often. So that'll mark off 5 and a first.
And you know, you've just got to tell your guys, you got to look at each other on the defensive line and go, don't rough the punter. If you can't block it, don't. Stay away from him.
That's exactly right. If you're not close enough to block it, then don't dive. And that was a 15-yard penalty, so that was roughing the.
That was roughing. Okay.
That was roughing the kicker, and that's going to put it at the Lions' 43-yard line, and that's where they will retake over. And he hits Luttrell, and Jack Luttrell makes a couple of guys miss. And it takes the entire defense to kind of bring Jack Luttrell down. And this is you don't, and Donovan Johnson in on the hit, but this is why you don't give a team and a quarterback like this a second opportunity on a drive, because they will take advantage of it, especially with a good quarterback like Colton Gauthier.
And I tell you what, that just really gets you as a coach, because you hold them, you know you're going to get the ball back, and then you get a roughing the punter call. And here we are. Now they're back in our territory. 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. Check that, the 34-yard line.
And we said just snap of your fingers, and look at this, the snap of your fingers as well, as Gauthier is going to hit number 26 in the flat there, and that was Preston Brown. Preston Brown in the flat, and Christian Padgett in on the hit. mention his name a couple of times as well.
Again, they're going to deke and dime you. They're going to just throw this and throw that, and then all of a sudden they're going to pop one on you. So it's kind of like the old West Coast offense where they're going to get 5, they're going to get 10, they're going to get 5.
Then they get 50.
And right, and now they're going to let the clock run out here to end the first quarter.
So very, very competitive first quarter, back and forth, and the Bears with a couple of kind of knucklehead penalties there, running into the kicker the first drive and roughing the kicker on this drive, and 2 in the first quarter, and that cost them 20 yards, and this one's a first down.
Let's talk about playoff scenarios real quick. So I'm going to give you the scenario, and you tell me how you feel about it. Okay, if we win and Wesleyan wins, that would put us at number 2.
Okay.
If we win and Wesleyan loses, by fact of crossover game wins, that would give us the region championship, which that's what we're playing for tonight. A loss by us and a loss by Wesleyan could put us at 3 or 4, which would put us on the road. And a Wesleyan win and a loss by us also would put us probably at number 3, which we would either face Athens Academy or George Walton, who we beat George Walton, but Athens Academy,
they are tough.
They're ranked like in the top 3 or 4, and they're a good team.
They're tough. So what you want? You're done. You're not done. Okay, go ahead.
No, I was going to say Go ahead. What were you going to say?
Well, no, I just wanted to say. Obviously, the easy answer here is you want to get the 1 or 2 seed, right?
Home playoff game.
The competitive side in me says let's get George Walton, because we took a hard loss to George Walton at Bakerfield on campus. And that was a different type of game, and it came down to a final possession, close to the end zone, in the red zone. So that's a type of game you want as a player. You should want that, but also as a coach, you want to kind of make amends for that loss earlier on in the season. And Gauthier is going to go deep and
intercepted.
Landon Cardigan picks it off in the end zone, and he is going to go into the end zone, and that'll be a touchback.
Why'd they blow that dead? I mean, he didn't go to the ground. If you intercept it in the end zone, you surely can run it out, can't you? Or is that a Georgia high school rule?
Touchback.
I'm not a.
That's a good question. We'll have to
maybe we can
figure out the ruling on that.
But that's
what a great interception. He puts it up deep, and Landon Cardigan's going to climb the ladder on that.
So who was out there with Landon Cardigan? Because it was tipped, and Landon Cardigan used his height and just kind of cradled the football.
I thought it was Drew Bomar.
Was it? Okay, so I think Bomar tipped it first, and it landed in Landon Cardigan's arms, who then secured the catch for another interception, second one for this defense here in the first half. And they'll hand the football off, and it doesn't look like it's going to get any right up the gut. Maybe a yard. And I believe that was Donovan Johnson.
Pride of Lions, it's now second and
I believe it was Donovan Johnson on the carry, so they're going to give him 2 officially on that first down carry.
Tell you what, 2 interceptions in the end zone. And think about 2 of our losses. Wesleyan, we had the ball, able to try to score on the last drive, and then George Walton. So 2 of those losses we could easily be on the other end of those and won the game.
And there's Drew Bomar taking it out wide, and he's going to get about 6, maybe 7, and Jaden Stowers knocks him out of bounds. And so it looks like he gets 6, and it'll bring up 3rd down and 2 now, which is very manageable here for the Bears.
This is kind of our wheelhouse right here, 3rd and 2.
It really opens up the playbook, right? We haven't seen Marshall kind of carry the ball at all. But this kind of really opens up the playbook on 3rd and 2. You can go inside or outside. Bomar comes in motion. And they'll hand it off inside. I think he's short.
Short by a yard. That was Donovan on the carry.
Play up the middle by number 3, Donovan Johnson. Stop short. It's 4th down.
JT Cornett in, the big defensive lineman in on the hit for the Lions, but we'll see what the Bears do. Obviously, they're going to go for it here, but you just kind of pound it right up the middle and get to that. You really have a yard and a quarter, a yard and a half of football maybe to get that first down. So it's a long yard, and we'll see what they do if they go out wide or they hand it off right up the middle. Great move.
He got the first, yes.
Great move by Drew Bomar. Makes a couple of guys miss and falls forward at the 46-yard line. And Thomas McVicker, and Drew Bomar really was stopped in the backfield and kind of put that foot in the ground and went north and south, cut upfield, the one cut back type of mentality that Drew Bomar has, and just cut right upfield in between the lines and picked up the first down.
Well, that's the one quality among many that Drew Bomar has is he's shifty, and if you don't get your arms around him on that first hookup, you're not going to get him because he can just jump right out of it. He's got a good jump cut and a good acceleration.
So very impressive first half here by the speedy Drew Bomar, and Nichols going to keep it himself for the first time. It looks like he'll fall forward for 2 yards off the edge, and that is Thomas McVicker again
Tackle on the play
on the
by
tackle.
number 10, Big Kyle Roberts. It's second
And
and
Kyle
8.
Roberts also in there on the tackle for the defense.
And I like what Coach Winter's doing. He's bringing in fresh guys every play that he can and keeping the defense off balance. And, when we're going to be running all over the field chasing these guys when we're on defense, so we got to have fresh troops. Zach Jackson in at wide receiver now.
It's the first time we've seen Zach Jackson as well, and Nichols with the option out right, and there's Bomar with the lead blocker. Drew Bomar has some space, and the shifty Drew Bomar again. He gets all the way down to the 35, maybe the 36-yard line, and a great lead block on the other side as well, but Drew Bomar so shifty and able to kind of move in and out of defenders very easily.
And he fell over his own player that time. Nobody actually made the tackle, so it doesn't matter, though. A good 20-yard run and another first down. So, hey, gamble on fourth down, which we're going to do. That's just part of what we do. And now we're back in their red zone at the 37-yard line.
And we can see how this
Not the
game
red
is
zone, excuse me.
in their territory. I got you.
In their territory.
I got you.
We will be in their red zone soon.
Right. And Nichols
hand off to Drew again.
Hand off to Bomar again, who is getting some steady work here in the first half. And again, another positive gain. Gets about 6, maybe 7 yards there on first down. It'll be second down and very manageable as Bomar really having a good first half. If he's got to be pretty close to 100 yards here in the first half.
I like what Coach is doing. He's found something he wants to work on and working somebody over on that right side. And, hey, run it till they stop it. That's our motto.
And that's exactly right. And Bomar is having a fit there. And they were going to give it to him again.
We got a flag on the play, I believe.
May have been a false start on the Bears.
Flag down on the field.
No,
Ooh,
defensive
offsides.
offsides.
Okay, offsides on the
And
defense.
you know what I noticed?
Offside
It's that near side defensive end, the stand-up rush in. He was offsides the last play, and they didn't call it. And now they finally called it. He was definitely in the neutral
It'll
zone.
be first down for the Golden Bears at their 26.
So automatic first down here for the Bears at the 26-yard line, approaching red zone here as Marshall Nichols.
Easy way to get a first down. Don't even have to run a play.
Does stop the clock at 8:47. And Nichols is going to hand off. Jacoby Murray has all kinds of space up the middle, rumbling, stumbling down inside the 15 to around the 11-yard line. And there's your Thunder and Lightning. And Justin Peavy again in on the tackle defensively. But your Thunder and Lightning, Bomar the Lightning on the outside, Jacoby Murray the freshman on the inside, and breaking a couple of tackles. First down Bears.
And you're talking when he played middle school last year, he had people on his back. We used to call him the wheelbarrow because he just hauled people with him. And that was a great run. Now he's got fresh troops in there. And there's the give to Bomar again.
Out wide, makes the turn around the corner. Positive gain inside the 10-yard line.
15 on the carry. That's Drew Bomar.
4-yard carry on that one.
To the, I think they mark it at the 8 or the 9. I think it's at the 9. I can't quite see. But either way, 3 or 4 yards on first down.
So this is Coach Winter's forte. He's going to run the ball and run it and run it and run it. And, he's going to wear you down and keep the clock in his favor. And looks like Hebron has called a timeout to think about it.
So second timeout of the half for Hebron, and they are down 7-0. 8:17 to go here in the second quarter. Second down and 7 here for the Bears. And Coach Winter has found something that he likes here in Drew Bomar and Jacoby Murray. Jacoby Murray, kind of the Thunder. We talked about it up the middle, kind of rumbling, stumbling, bouncing off a couple of defenders. And then you give it to Bomar, who's so shifty around the corner, could just kind of put that foot in the ground and turn it upfield at any moment.
The thing about this offense, it doesn't matter who you plug in at your backs. As long as it's blocked properly, then it's going to gain yards no matter who's back there. And that's a tribute to Coach Winter and his style and what he's brought to the Holy Innocents program is that triple option. And, I believe in it now. It's a good offense. It's not flashy. It's not going to – you're not throwing the ball 50 yards, 80 yards down the field.
But it's effective.
It's effective. and that's all that matters.
And it doesn't matter if you win 7-0 or if you win 42-7. It does not matter. This offense has proven that you can score a lot of points, and you don't have to score a lot of points to win as well. There's Jacoby Murray up
touchdown.
the middle again.
He's just dragging guys
just dragging guys and touchdown.
Wow,
Jacoby
touchdown
Murray.
Bears.
And my goodness,
he had 2 guys one on each side of him and dragged him 4 to 5 yards. That's how strong he is.
And that's a Michael Cox in the making. Right, I mean that is a young Michael Cox. I mean the body type is similar, only a freshman, right? He's only going to get more fit, bigger, stronger, faster as a freshman, and that is a Michael Cox opportunity right there for Jacoby Murray.
I'm going to tell him in his next. I'm going to tell him in the spring season, run track. I want you fast.
That's right. Run some track here as Chris Carrillo on for the extra point. It is up and it is dead
automatic
center and good. 14-0, Bears leading here with 8:10 left to go in the second quarter. And again, we talked about the whole backfield pretty much being out tonight, right? But when you got guys like Drew Bomar and Jacoby Murray and Donovan Johnson coming in and stepping up and really kind of carrying the load here in the first half, anything is possible for this team.
Well, I tell you, we've got a great line coach, Lance Pinkerin, and he really knows his stuff. He's got these guys working and meshing. They get in the pit every day under that chute, and they're working their tails off. So, hey, at this point, our motto is just to get in the dance, and if you get in the dance, you can always win the dance.
And we'll try to get a score at halftime. I don't know if we'll be able to get a Wesleyan score at halftime, but just to kind of keep everybody updated if we can do that. I don't have service here, unfortunately.
I do, and we will get you some halftime scores and let you know what's going on with everything, and maybe I can pull something up. And
we can definitely try to, because that's obviously a score of interest in the region as well. So a home playoff game would be ideal for us. So we'll have to wait and see. But early on here, 14-0. The Bears taking it to the Lions here in the first half, and they have really found something. You know, I'm a Tennessee Titans fan in the NFL. They used to have Lendale White and Chris Johnson in the backfield there, and it was that thunder and lightning. And I used to love watching that, and it's just very similar. And they're going to field it inside the 5 here.
I really like the term you've given them, thunder and lightning.
It works perfectly, and Jaden Stowers is going to get a pretty good return from inside the 5-yard line, and he'll get out. Jaden Stowers will get out to around the 25-yard line, so a pretty good return there by Jaden Stowers.
And Bear fans, we're taking care of business here, but we're going to be doing a little scoreboard watching too, because again, a region championship is on the line here. So let's see. I'm trying to get. We have Wesleyan up 14-0 on Mount Vernon.
Okay, that's kind of expected.
That was expected because
kind of expected.
Yeah, Mount Vernon came back and only had 2 days of practice after their quarantine.
And Gauthier is going to throw it out wide, and there he gets it to Luttrell. Luttrell has a couple of guys beat, a good stiff arm by Luttrell, but taken out of bounds by Bo Maxwell. But Jack Luttrell's just been itching to kind of get going here on the offense for the Lions, and a good, quick passing play, and Luttrell making some things happen.
So we do have, like Nate said, we've got a 14-0 score. Wesleyan's up on Mount Vernon, which was expected. Wesleyan played us a good ball game last week and won at the very end. But you know what? It doesn't matter. We'd like to have that region championship, but a 2-seed and a home playoff game is going to be just fine.
And Gauthier is going to fake the handoff, and he's going to go out wide, and he is finally going to get swung and taken out of bounds at around the 43-yard line, and that was Donovan Johnson out there wide.
A gain of 6.
So a gain of 6 on first down for the quarterback run. And is there an injury?
Sideline warning on the Bears.
Okay.
Which they give you a warning. Now, the rule in high school is they give you a warning if you're not in the way, but if you actually make contact with the ref, they will actually assess you a penalty.
Wow, okay.
So it's all about the warning, number one, and if you actually make contact, there's no warning. It's just a direct 15-yard penalty.
Okay, so second down and 4 here. Gauthier, nowhere to go, kind of shuffles those feet, points out some blockers. He's going to take off the run, and a first down by Colton Gauthier. First down for the Lions.
First down, Lions.
And Donovan Johnson kind of guides him out of bounds.
He's a smart quarterback. He's going to get his yards. He's going to get out of bounds and not take a lick.
Absolutely.
And be there for the next play. So there's a reason South Carolina has seen something in this kid. And,
great arm. We've already seen, I mean, he's thrown a couple of beautiful balls down the middle of the field. And a couple of them were picked off here, but a couple of them earlier on, just a beautiful ball down the field.
Well, the thing is, too, we don't want him to heat up either.
And Donovan Johnson was about a half a step from picking that one off and maybe going about 60 yards for a touchdown. And there's Justin Peavy again. And those two had some words looking at each other. And that's a good matchup out there. Peavy and Johnson, those are two big physical guys out there playing on the edge.
Okay, so we got 2nd and 4 for the Lions. And they're getting those plays from the sidelines on the no huddle. They're on the far side over on our sideline.
So another 2nd down and 4. They'll hand it off to the running back, Demetrius Rogers. He will fall forward.
He got the first. They gave him the first.
So we'll be.
They gave him the first. It looks like they were waving the clock.
Yeah. Okay. There it goes. It was a little delayed. I believed you. It was just like I was waiting for the lines to get moving here. So
well, the referee on this side, the near side closest to us, gave it to him.
Yeah. He had
and then the far side, he wasn't sure. So
1st down and 10 here for the Lions inside the 30 of the Bears, and a low throw just outside the hash marks, and Landon Cardigan was out there.
And again, there's their offense. They're going to throw little hitches, little step-back screens, and then they're going to try to hit you deep. So got a 2nd and 10 coming up here. Let's see what they've got in store for us.
6:25 left to go here in this 2nd quarter. Bears lead the Lions 14-0. And Colton Gauthier kind of having a rough first half, putting up some yards here, but struggling with a couple of interceptions as well. He's going to drop back to pass, stands up at his 35-yard line. He's going to roll out to the right side. Nowhere to go again, but he's just going to take off and run. It doesn't protect the football. Strip, and the ball's out.
We got it.
The Bears got it. Landon Cardigan picks it up, and he's going to fall forward. The Golden Bears have their 3rd turnover of the first half.
And there you go again, starting the chainsaw. We teach it in drills. You got to start the chainsaw. And he did. They ripped that ball out, and Landon picked it up, and he was almost gone. One guy stopped him. So what a great thing to have Landon back, because we weren't sure if he was going to make it back. But he went through his protocol, stayed out, for 3 weeks, and he's back. And now the Bears are in their wheelhouse right now. They're on top. They know they can dominate them, and here we go again. So
you can hear some of the fans up here in the stands too. Hold the ball, protect the ball, protect it, because Landon went in with that right hook and just tried to rip that thing away. You could see exactly what the Bears' plans were there.
The quarterback tried to get just one or two yards too many.
And just as we got done talking about how smart he is making those decisions, and Nichols is going to hand off. I believe that was Donovan Johnson. He's going to fall forward past the 30-yard line, or right at that 30-yard line marker.
Play by number 50, Chase Arno.
50, Chase Arno. First time we've mentioned his name from that defensive linebacker spot, and he will come up and make the hit on Donovan Johnson.
I just love how these fresh players are going in and out and keeping them off balance and just grinding the ball.
2nd down and 8. Approaching 5.5 to go here on the 2nd quarter clock. Bomar in motion. He takes the snap, tries to get out wide, and he can't quite get the edge, but does get some positive yards up to around the 35-yard line. So it should bring up a 3rd down and just a few, maybe 3rd down and 3.
Drew Bomar.
And that was
A gain of 6, it's 3rd and
okay,
2.
Justin Peavy. I keep saying Jake Peavy because I'm a baseball fan, and Jake Peavy was a pitcher in Major League Baseball, but it's Justin Peavy on the tackle for that Lion defense.
The little wrinkle is kind of a jet sweep now, is what we've got going on from an actual A-back position, which you see double-wing teams do that a lot, but you've also got, it's still the option. You got to watch the fullback, and you got to watch that the quarterback and the A-back.
That's a man run right there.
Yes.
That's a full-grown man run there. He gets hit probably at the line of scrimmage and just keeps those legs churning, doesn't give up, and that was Donovan Johnson who kind of bends his way forward for the first down. Ethan Burrows from that linebacker spot comes up and makes the hit for the Lions.
Boy, that's a good-looking backfield. Got a junior. We got a freshman, a sophomore, and a junior in there.
That's about as diverse as it gets there in the backfield. And the good thing about Bomar, when he goes in motion, he can kind of hide behind those offensive linemen. He's kind of a little shorter and smaller in the backfield.
If I'm putting together a team and I want a running back, I want a guy that can hide behind blocks and be shifty and just pop off of them.
Yep, and he's really, I mean, what a tremendous, you can't say enough good things about Drew Bomar here in this first half. He has really done something to kind of open up, I think, the offense a little bit. And credit to Coach Winter as well. They keep feeding him the football.
Well, you know, except for 2 little hiccups we've had with roughing the punter calls, it's been all us. I mean, we're just moving the ball on them, and here goes Drew.
Wide open space. Drew Bomar across midfield down the left sideline. One guy to beat.
What a stiff arm.
And he gets down. And Drew Bomar is going to go 57 yards. Touchdown Bears.
Did you see the way he set up that stiff arm? I mean, he looked at it and he goes, okay, I've got 5 to 10 yards to line up my stiff arm. And boom, right in the face mask, and the guy had no prayer. So touchdown Drew Bomar on a great run with a great stiff arm that just said, get off me.
57 yards.
And here we go. We're up 20-0. Carrillo on for the extra point, Bear fans. So
listen, never mind. The Bears up 20-0. Drew Bomar is having himself a first half.
You know, his last year on middle school, he had a great season going and broke his arm, but we saw it on that. We knew that he was going to be something special, and this kid is. And not only he's one of the ones too, along with everybody, he's bought into that weight program and gotten so much stronger. He can drag people.
And it's one of those things where if you talk about seizing your opportunity as a younger player, you're talking about coming in and kind of showing out and showing up. Listen, a regional title is possibly on the line. You're a starting running back in the offense for a chance to win a regional title in a year where a million different kinds of things have gone on and happened. You've lost 40-0. You've had to cancel games. A million different things has happened, and you have an opportunity to come in here as a young player, a young sophomore and a freshman in Jacoby Murray's case, and they've done nothing but come in and just not only fill the voids of some of the other players. They've exceeded, I think, expectations for really anybody in the program. They knew they were good, but they've exceeded expectations.
Well said, yes. And that's a credit to the coaching staff. They've got these guys ready to play. And, you know, you're not going to see a lot of freshmen and sophomores starting in a role where it's pivotal to try to get a home playoff game and get your home fans there. And they're rising to the occasion. So, hey, here we go. We got Stranglehold being played above us. We got Chris Carrillo kicking off, and we're up 21-0, Bear fans.
Beautiful, kind of chilly night. Yes. Beautiful night. No clouds in the sky. It's just a beautiful night for football. This is what high school football is all about.
Yeah, we're feeling it. We're feeling it now.
It's a wonderful thing as Carrillo's kick is up end over end, a beautiful kick, and right at the goal line, and it'll be brought out by Stowers. He's going to make one guy miss up the right sideline. He'll get pushed out of bounds. Around the 35-yard line or so, Jaden Stowers goes.
That was actually a kicker's dream. Carrillo pushed him out of bounds. So
they don't get that opportunity very often.
And you know, the thing about Chris Carrillo is he's not only a kicker, he is extremely athletic. I mean, you look at him, he's at least 6'2", about 190 pounds, strong as can be.
You usually can kind of, if you look on the field, you can kind of tell where a kicker is, right? You kind of know what a kicker looks like. It's no offense, you just can kind of tell sometimes.
Some guys like to mix it up, some don't.
You can't really tell. You can't really tell with him. He is again big, long body, 6'2", in there. So Gauthier has 3 minutes, 29 seconds to go. Quick out to Stowers again. Stowers tries to make one guy miss, but he's brought down. I believe that was Landon Cardian. And Christian Paget in on the tackle. And Cardian is coming up with some big tackles. Of course, caused the fumble and recovered the fumble down here on Gauthier the last turn.
And that was also Zach Jackson in on it. He's made his appearance at safety. And again, our guys are wrapping him up. The second guy comes in and is starting the chainsaw. So we work on those drills all the time from the middle school level to the varsity level on stripping that football.
And there's Jack.
Look, here they go. They're trying to strip it again. Two guys got him, and one tries to strip it. So
that's an Upper Alliance first down.
And that was Jack Luttrell again. He's starting to come on just a little bit here with a few more receptions. You can tell why he's their leading receiver. and Christian Paget in on the defense in the secondary there for the Bears. That clock is just ticking as well, under 3 minutes now.
It's just such a great thing when you can stop a drive through a strip ball and recover the fumble. And
changes momentum.
Oh, without question.
And they fake it to Rogers, and Gauthier is going to keep it. This time he lowers that shoulder. He's ready to run this time. He was protecting that football. He lowered that shoulder a little bit. Colton Gauthier there, and William Willis in on the tackle. That's not one of the guys you probably want to lower your shoulder on too often, because he'll make you pay for it.
William Willis, he's tough as a backyard mule. I can tell you that right now. He's not going to let you get by him.
So as we approach the 2-minute mark, 2nd down and 6, 21-0. Bears leading over the Lions here. A lot of football left to be played. Gauthier again takes a snap, quick pass, and it's Luttrell down the left sideline, and William Willis with a possibility of a touchdown saving tackle
by our guy,
William Willis,
the barnyard mule.
And if he was there, Luttrell might have gone about 50 yards for a touchdown.
Yep. You know, William Willis, he's the Mike linebacker, but he can play pass defense too.
Sideline to sideline, they time the snap and they try to give it to Demetrius Rogers, and he's going to lower that shoulder. And you can this drive, the Lions seem to be playing with a little more effort and a little more spunk in the way they're kind of lowering the shoulder at the end of the play.
That was James Gleason at the bottom of that pile. And you talk about a guy, James Gleason's a wrestler, so he knows how to get in there and scrap, and he brought him down, and then we had a bunch of others jump on him. So they're driving right now on us. They're deep in our territory, and let's see if we can come up with a big turnover here or a big stop. Got 1:43 left in the half.
The Lions, this is where they're a time where they're not going to go hurry up, right? They're going to take their time, let as much time run off. They don't want to give the football back to the Bears for any kind of craziness that could ensue there. And so Gauthier, it's a double pass back to Gauthier. And Gauthier is going to go up the left sideline, and he's going to get taken out of bounds inside the 10. That'll keep the clock moving. They do tackle him in bounds, and that'll be at around the 7. And pushed out of bounds by Landon Cardian.
It's 1st and goal.
So 1st and goal here for the Lions.
They stop the clock to move the chains. There's 1:15. Referee signals to move it. They're going from left to right. They're down inside our 10. They're about the 7-yard line.
2nd goal to go opportunity here for the Lions of the first half. Of course, the last time they were goal to go situation was picked off by Donovan Johnson.
Coach Winters did a 20-yard sprint down there to call timeout. Believe it or not, coaches may look slow, or, all of us old guys. But I tell you what, when you got to run down and call a timeout, you're going to break the 40-yard dash record.
They call it old man speed.
Yes.
They call it old man speed. So that's what you saw out of Coach Winter there. Those legs were moving all the way down inside the 10.
Coach Winter showed his college playing days, it looked like right there.
I clocked him, 4.8.
Nice.
4.8. So not too bad for Coach Winter at his age, I would say.
No.
So nonetheless, 59 seconds remaining here on the first half clock. It's been all Bears causing turnovers. The defense has been more kind of, I don't know what the best word to describe it as. They've just kind of been everywhere more than what I've seen them in recent weeks. Really throughout the whole year, this is some of the best defense that they've played all year. Stripping the ball, they know exactly what they're doing, going after the football. They have 2 interceptions and a fumble, 3 turnovers in the first half, and they've scored 21 points. And here we are with an opportunity to possibly hold them out of the end zone here.
Yep.
If you can go 21-0 at halftime, that's about as good as you can ask for on the road.
Well, I tell you what, we've got a great defensive staff with Nick Parada, our defensive coordinator, Vonnie Holliday, Joseph Thomas, Rob Harris, Melvin Paris. Such a good defensive staff. They do a little run here, get nothing, and then you got Cam Lockery also out with the defensive staff.
On the play by number 1, Demetrius Rogers.
So they got a couple on the play. It's going to bring up 2nd and goal. 45 seconds left in the half. Trying to look over there and see if I've left off any defensive players. Okay, so Coach Parada's getting the signal in for the defense.
So again, they stick with the no huddle as well. 2 wide receivers, 2 tight ends. And Stowers comes in motion. They're going to fake it to. That was a beautiful play. They fake the Preston Brown in for the touchdown. They fake that handoff to Demetrius Rogers, They faked that handoff to Demetrius Rogers, and Preston Brown just kind of snuck it from that tight end spot right in the back of the end zone for a touchdown.
He did. We were too focused on the wide, too focused on the wide guys, and you know that's going to happen. You're gonna have somebody get lost in there. So here we go. Number 18, I believe, is their kicker. That's going to be Jake Redmond in for the kick.
Snap is good, hold is good, kick is good. 21-7. And we said there is a lot of football left to be played, and it's safe to say it's not going to be 21-7.
I believe that was a minute 47, and it went by quick because there was a no huddle. The clock kept running, but they drove it down and scored. So now we got 27 seconds, and I would be. I'd
be shocked.
I would be shocked if he downs it and goes in. He's going to try to get something out of it.
Doesn't hurt to just trying to chuck it up downfield once and see what you can put Landon in there and see what you can do. Your 6'4" all-state player here. See what he can do. You never know. Good return, return possibly can do something as well.
Yeah, you want a good return, and then you might get a pass interference call. You never know. They may be planning like an onside kick. So he's got his hands guys up front instead of the basic linemen. So he's looking for something. Coach Winters is he always is on top of what's going on. So he's got his hands guys up front on the front line. You got Donovan Johnson and Drew Bomar back deep, and Redmond will tee it up. Jake Redmond will tee it up for the Lions. And I venture to say that with the way that extra point went, that he's not going to probably put it in the end zone. Looks like he's aiming it to the right side. Yep, little pooch kick.
And taking around the 29 or 30-yard line, he'll just fall forward. I couldn't quite see who it was over there.
I want to say that was Nick Morgan, but let's see who gets up. No, that was Christian Padgett.
Padgett, okay.
Yep.
So Christian Padgett kind of catches that ball at the 29 or so yard line, falls forward to the 33. So that pooch kick took 7 seconds off the clock, but you have 2 timeouts if you're the Bears, and you start at your 33-yard line. What do you do here? Again, we'd be very surprised if he just takes a knee and heads to the half, which that just doesn't happen very often. So.
Okay, he's got in the ace formation, which is 2 wide.
And they're just going to fall forward here.
Let's see if Coach uses his timeouts. I don't think he is. I think he's going to
consider me shocked.
He's going to let it go. He's going to let it go and take a 2-touchdown lead in the locker room. Do you want to stay on the? Do you want? Are we? I'm gonna. I'm gonna give you the. Let's go to the Slopes halftime scoreboard and see what we got here.
For your convenience, we have the restrooms in the G building for home fans. Holy Innocents guests are encouraged to use the restroom in the rec baseball fields.
So 21-7 at the half, and the Bears caused 3 turnovers, a couple of interceptions, and a fumble, which really kind of put them in prime position to go up 21-7. But there is a lot of football left, and we just saw the offense, how quickly the Lions can come back and score with that, with Colton Gauthier and that offense. So it's still, Coach, what do we have of Wesleyan and Mount Vernon?
We still got a 14-0 lead, but it probably has not been updated. But here's the thing too about what Coach Winter has done with this team, is that no matter who he plugs into any position, they don't lose a beat. I mean, right now they're up 21-7 on a pretty decent team, and he hasn't lost a beat with what's going on.
And that's one of those things. Well, we'll keep you updated as we get those scores as well. But 21-7. The Golden Bears on the road looking to finish first or second in the region with a victory here tonight, and they have 2 quarters left to do it. We'll take a little bit of a break, come back for the second half right here on the Golden Bear Network.
Something we also didn't say is Hebron is fighting for their playoff life too. They could get in at the number 3 or 4 seats, so they want it too.
This week, we are dedicating our performance to all the educators, faculty, and staff here at Hebron Christian Academy. Thank you so much for giving your time, energy, and effort here at HCA every day. Ladies and gentlemen, we now present to you Superheroes.
love the barnyard mule comment. Of course, Doug texted me and goes, I can't hear y'all. Well, yeah, Doug, we were up there for like 3 or 4 minutes, weren't we?
My brother texted me and said, basically said, hey, you're on. Oh no, never mind. He's good now. She said it may have just been that time.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome once again, and thank you for joining us tonight. For our HCA Fall Senior Night continues with the second portion to honor our seniors and all that they have accomplished. We would like to introduce our cross-country seniors, starting with Carson McGee. Carson is escorted by her parents, Jonathan and Tamara McGee. She has been in HCA from kindergarten through 3rd grade, and then returned in 10th grade, and has participated in cross-country, track, swim, basketball, outreach, Beta Club, FBLA, and the National Honor Society. Carson's favorite verse is Habakkuk 1:5, which reads, "For I am going to do something in your days that you would not believe, even if you were told." She plans to attend college, get a degree, and get a job somewhere warm. Carson wants to thank Tamara, Jonathan, and Madison McKee. Ladies and gentlemen, Carson McKee. Our next senior is Sydney Whalen. Sydney is escorted by her parents, Stephen and Kimberly Whalen. She has been in HCA since the 11th grade and has participated in cross-country, track, basketball, FBLA, National Honor Society, and was all-region in girls basketball. Sydney's favorite verse is Romans 12:2, which reads, "And do not be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind, so that you may prove what the will of God is, and what is good, acceptable, and perfect." She plans to continue her basketball career at Georgia College and State University while majoring in nursing. Sydney wants to thank God, her family, friends, and coaches for getting her to where she is today. Ladies and gentlemen, Sydney Whalen. Our next senior is Garrett Meek. Garrett is escorted by his parents, Alfie and Pilar Meek. He has been at HCA since the 1st grade and has participated in cross-country, tennis, band, marching band, outreach, National Junior Honor Society, National Honor Society, and founder and president of the Puzzle Club. Garrett's favorite verse is Mark 11:23-24, which reads, "Truly, I say to you, whoever says this to this mountain, be taken up and thrown into the sea, and does not doubt in his heart, but believes that what he says is going to happen, it will be granted to him. Therefore, I say to you, all things for which you pray and ask, believe that you have received them, and that they will be granted to you." He plans to attend college at Georgia Tech and major in engineering. Garrett wants to thank God, his parents, and his older brother. Ladies and gentlemen, Garrett Meek. Our next senior is the manager Jet Courtney. Jet is escorted by his parents, John and Beth Courtney. He has been at HCA since 5th grade. Jet is the cross-country manager and has participated in tennis, track, football, outreach, National Junior Honor Society, and National Honor Society. Jet's favorite verse is John 3:30, which reads, "He must become greater, I must become less." He plans to transfer into UGA and pursue a degree in business. Jet wants to thank his mom and dad, 3 sisters and brother, and Senor Correas. Ladies and gentlemen, Jet Courtney. Our next group of senior is our cheer squad. Mallory Dominic. Dominic is escorted by her parents, Brian and Vicki Dominic. She has been at HCA since kindergarten and has participated in competition football, basketball, cheer, swim, student outreach, FBLA, and SALT. Mallory plans to attend college to become a sonograph technician. Her favorite Bible verse is John 13:7, which says, "Jesus replied, 'You do not realize now what I'm doing, but later you will understand.'" Tonight, Mallory wants to thank the Lord, her family, teachers, coaches, Blake and Carrie Murphy, Melanie Miller, and Lindsay Dupree, and her teammates for always being in her, believing in her, and pursuing her to be the best athlete and the student she can be. Ladies and gentlemen, Mallory Dominic. Our next senior is Caitlyn Knox. Caitlyn is escorted by her parents, Clayton and Leah Knox. She has been in HCA since the 6th grade and has participated in competition football and basketball cheerleading, yearbook, National Junior Honor Society, and National Honor Society. Caitlyn plans to attend college and pursue a degree in the medical field. Her favorite Bible verse is Deuteronomy 31:8, which reads, "Do not be afraid or discouraged, for the Lord will personally go ahead of you. He will be with you, and he will never fail you nor abandon you." Tonight, Caitlyn wants to thank her family, friends, coaches, and teachers. Ladies and gentlemen, Caitlyn Knox. Our next senior is Kenzi Luke. Kenzi is escorted by her parents, Russ and Chris Luke. She has been in HCA since the 11th grade and has participated in competition football and game day cheerleading, track and field, National Honor Society, and outreach. Kenzi plans to attend college. Her favorite Bible verse is Proverbs 16:9, which reads, "In his heart a man plans his course, but the Lord determines his steps." Tonight, Kenzi wants to thank her family, friends, coaches, teachers for supporting her and helping her to get to where she is now. Ladies and gentlemen, Kenzi Luke. Our next senior is Victoria Davis. Victoria is escorted by her aunt, Michelle Banks. She has been at HCA since the 6th grade and has participated in football cheerleading. Victoria plans to attend college to study computer science and become a software developer. Her favorite Bible verse is 1 Corinthians 13:4-6, which reads, "Love is patient, love is kind. It does not envy, it does not boast, it is not proud, it does not dishonor others, it is not self-seeking, it is not easily angered, it keeps no record of wrongs." Tonight, Victoria wants to thank her mother, grandma, grandpa, and auntie who always encourages her to push forward in life and succeed no matter who or what is in her way. Ladies and gentlemen, Victoria Davis. Our next senior is Elizabeth Sonnenchen. Beth is escorted by her parents, Charles and Stacey Sonnenchen. She has been in HCA since the 8th grade and has participated in football cheerleading, student body government, yearbook, student outreach, student ambassadors, National Honor Society, student athlete leadership team, Future Business Leaders of America, and she's managed social media for the boys basketball team. Beth plans to attend college following graduation. Her favorite Bible verse is Mark 12:30-31, which says, "Love the Lord your God for all your heart, and with all your soul, with all your mind, and with all your strength." Tonight, Beth wants to thank her family, friends, and leaders for the constant love and support that they have shown her. Ladies and gentlemen, Elizabeth Sonnenchen. And now our color guard and band seniors. Annalisa Thomas. Annalisa is escorted by her parents, John and Tanya Thomas. She has been at HCA since the 9th grade and has participated in marching band, swim, tennis, orchestra, future educators, National Junior Honor Society, National Honor Society, and National Spanish Honor Society. Annalisa wants to attend college to major in music and minor in Spanish to become a private cello teacher. Her favorite Bible verse is Romans 5:8, which reads, "But God shows his love for us in that while we still sinners, Christ died for us." Tonight, Annalisa wants to thank Mr. Cameron, Ms. Hayden, Dr. Pop, Pastor Landon, and last but not least, her parents. Ladies and gentlemen, Annalisa Thomas. And our last senior for tonight is Ruth Ann Fisher. Ruth Ann is escorted by her parents, Randall and Tony Fisher. She has been at HCA since the 1st grade and has participated in color guard, student outreach, STEM, National Honor Society, Kingdom Warriors, future educators. Ruth plans to attend college and major in early childhood education. Tonight, Ruth Ann wants to thank God, who always leads her, her parents who have raised her to be the person that she is, her teachers who challenge her to learn more, and Miss Kelly Pullum, who always encourages her through everything. Ladies and gentlemen, Ruth Ann Fisher. And now, ladies and gentlemen, let's please bow our head for a word of prayer. Father God, we thank you for these graduating students here tonight. God, we are so proud for their current accomplishments and cannot wait to see what you have planned for their futures. We also pray that you continue to walk with them, give them direction, purpose, and perseverance as they enter the next phase of their lives. We ask that you give them clearness of mind to move forward into plans and purposes that you have for them. May these young people gain wisdom from you, and we pray that these seniors will rise above and beyond and have the boldness to stand up for what is right wherever they go. We pray the blessing from Scripture over them in Jesus' name. The Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord makes his face shine on you and be gracious to you. The Lord turn his face toward you and give you peace. Amen. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up for these round of seniors. Congratulations.
Check. Bo. It's Bo McMichael, but just yell up there, Bo. We're ready. Do you see it? Check. Check.
Check, 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 check. Welcome back to the Golden Bear Network. Nathan Grady, Coach Gaines with you as we just getting ready to end halftime. It's a 21-7 lead here for the Golden Bears, and Coach, 3 turnovers in the first half. The defense did its job. The offense did its job. But we have 2 more quarters to play with a very potent offense on the other side of the field.
We do. And, except for 2 little hiccups with the rough and the punter calls, we've been basically perfect. So, they're going to come out, they're going to throw, and they're going to try to get their quarterback on the edge and see if he can do some scrambling. So there's a lot of football left. And 24 minutes of let's hold them and let's get back home and let's play a playoff game next week at home.
And listen, we know it's 21-0 now, Wesleyan against Mount Vernon. That game is, I don't want to call anything over, but if Wesleyan loses a 21-0 lead at Mount Vernon, I'm going to be very, very surprised. So most likely your seeding is a number 2 seed if you win here. And again, a home playoff game next Friday, Black Friday, after Thanksgiving, and that would be something. That would be a huge benefit to not have to travel on Black Friday, because that just sounds like a terrible thing to do, especially with COVID going on still and everything. So, but back to this game. Look, Drew Bomar had himself a first half. I mean, this is easily the best game of the year that he's played, getting a lot more carries, but they found something in kind of that you talked about it, the wrench into the offense, kind of that new technique, the jet sweep, where he kind of hides behind from that A-back spot. He kind of hides behind that offensive line and just takes that ball and turns the corner, puts that foot in the ground, and he's been able to really be effective in the first half.
Extremely. You're quite right on that. And once he gets behind his blockers, he's got that good jump cut where he can, he can make something out of nothing. And it looks like it's all bottled up, and all of a sudden he turns on the jets. But I tell you what I was more impressed at was his 57-yard touchdown run where he lined the guy up, and it looked like his arm was a steel girder on the stiff arm. He just put his arm in the guy's face mask and put him to the ground.
And it was a patient stiff arm,
right? He lined him up. He said, okay, you're going to tackle me, you're going to have to get through my stiff arm. And he did not. Drew went in untouched. And that kid is just on cloud 9 right now, and he's rolling with momentum. So the great thing is we're going to get the ball the second half.
An opportunity to go down. If you can go down and put the ball in the end zone here, get that 3-touchdown lead again, and get one turnover, really kind of can sway the things and how this game is going to go. But we will see how this offense responds here in this second half. They played. That's one of their best overall first halves that they have played, both offensively and defensively, in my opinion. Kind of a complete first half, causing turnovers, getting some big stops. And again, we had a couple of silly penalties on the running into the kicker and roughing the kicker, but you take those out, it's a pretty clean first half.
Exactly. Oh, look at that.
Onside kick. Great hands.
Landon Carty, and
that's why he's there.
That's not the guy that you want to do the onside to. They tried an onside kick, and Landon just burst through and recovered it before it went 10 yards, which is legal in all high school, college, and pro.
It's dangerous. It's dangerous, but it's also a really good play because of all people on the team, that's probably probably the guy you want catching that onside kick.
Now you've given the Bears a short field. They've got it 1st and 10 at the 47 of the Lions, and here we go. Got Donovan at B-back, Drew Bomar and Nick Morgan lined up at the A-backs, and here we go.
Easily the best starting field position of the night here for the Bears is Marshall Nichols is going to keep it, and there he goes down the right sideline. He's going to get maybe caught from behind. He's going to sneak into the end zone. Touchdown.
Wow.
Golden Bears.
The whole team tackled the B-back going through the hole. Marshall Nichols went around the right end untouched for a 47-yard touchdown run on one play. So, there we go.
And listen, we talk about how many times have I said it. I know that I've been broadcasting that I've personally said this. The second half, the quarterback keeps the ball. That's when they start opening up the playbook.
Yep.
I'm not telling people something new. If you watch tape, right, it's there.
Yep.
And it happened. The first play, Marshall Nichols takes the ball over that right end, tackle, and he does it. That's where he goes. He loves that right tackle. Carrillo's extra point is up and good. But he goes over that right tackle consistently over and over and over again.
And Marshall is very intelligent as far as that read goes. He the read is basically what happens in the triple option is you're going to either give it to that fullback or you're going to pull it depending on what the read man does, the guy up in the gap, the defensive lineman. So the whole team looked like about 4 or 5 of their players jumped on the B-back. Marshall pulled it, went around the end. There was nobody there, and he went all the way. So that's a great start. One play. Now we're back up about 21, and pretty much have for at least for now, have taken the wind out of their sails. So
literally a blink of an eye, and Marshall Nichols goes 48 yards.
And Marshall outran their corners and their safeties. So good job by Marshall. So now we're fired up on those sidelines.
Sneaky athlete, Marshall, right?
You can see it over there.
He's a sneaky athlete, and that is about the best possible way that you can start a second half. You recover the onside kick right around midfield. It goes right to your all-state receiver, all-state safety, and that's out of bounds.
Oh, he put that over in aisle 110 where the popcorn machine was.
That's not necessarily had definitely enough leg on it.
Yeah.
He started a little closer to the near sideline here for some reason as well. That kicked it right out of bounds.
That looked like one of my golf shots on the other day on the golf course, just a hook left.
Strong hook to the left.
Yes, strong hook to the left. It went out of bounds probably about the 10, but it went like close to 10 rows up in the stands. So that'll probably be brought back to the 35-yard line. That'll give the Lions 1st and 10. But the way the defense is playing, they've got momentum. They've got toughness on their side, and a lot of these guys have stepped up. Bo Maxwell, William Willis, James Gleason, Hayes Reifenberger,
Donovan Johnson.
They've
on
all
defense.
Now their leadership is starting to show.
What are you going to do now, up 28-7 with a home playoff game on the line? See, this is what it comes down to. You're going to have to stop a really good quarterback.
Yep.
And they're going to hand it off to Rogers. Rogers finds a little bit of space, and then he's taken down right away. And that was Jacoby Murray and 49.
James Gleason.
Yep. Gleason in there as well.
But you know what? Hey, we don't mind giving up 4 yards. We know they're going to get some yards, but let's just not give up the home run ball.
Way to go, seniors!
There's been a couple of those opportunities in the first half as well. And Gauthier hits.
There's a little hitch play, and it was dropped.
PV, he doesn't drop very many. He is a good quality wide receiver. And Donovan Johnson out there in coverage. And again, that's a good matchup that we've kind of been watching all night. PV and Johnson going kind of mano-a-mano here at the bottom of your screen.
That would have been a first down, too. Now it brings up a third and, let's say, 6. So this is the position the Bears want to be in because they're going to pin their ears back and go after the quarterback.
And he has some time to throw, hits his wide receiver, and it's knocked out. Drew Bomar comes in late, and it looked like Luttrell had the football kind of not quite, couldn't quite get that transfer from catching it to his body as you're typically taught. And Drew Bomar comes in late and just swipes that ball to the ground.
Swiped it to the ground and gave the incomplete sign, too. I like that.
4th down and 6.
Drew goes back deep. Our guys are feeling it now. They got the momentum on their side.
So 4th down and 6 here is, and they cautiously step away from the punter on this one, and a fair catch by Drew Bomar at around the 31-yard line. But again, there was a couple of guys that had an opportunity to dive after that punt again, but they held up. I think very, very smartly they held up and kind of said,
"Look, if you can take the ball and drive it down their throat right now, that's going to be the dagger, basically."
And again, Gauthier is an incredible quarterback, and he can put some points on the board very quickly. So the more points that you can score here, if you're the Bears, the more safe that you feel.
You
with
definitely,
that offense.
you definitely want to get as far up as you can.
Yeah. And Bomar again in motion, and Nichols going to go out. This time he's going to keep it nowhere to really go. Even with the pitch on that one, he smartly just keeps it, takes the yard, and it'll be 2nd down and 9.
Run on the play by number 17, Marshall Nichols.
And Justin Peavy in there, and Jack Luttrell in there as well.
Those two guys, number 5 and number 6, for those guys, they've been
everywhere.
They've been forced to make tackles because you got that B-back coming through the hole that breaks through, and it's like a locomotive coming at you. You just got to go, oh no, here we go again.
And Jacoby Murray in the backfield here for the Bears. Nichols. He'll hand it off to Bomar. Bomar tries to get wide, and he gets past the 35 to around the 36-yard line. And it'll bring up 3rd down and around 6 yards. And Jack Luttrell in on the tackle again. And Jaden Sowers.
It's 3rd down and 5 yards to go.
You know, something we haven't seen is, let's see if he tries to draw him off sides.
We haven't seen a lot of the hard count. That's
No.
true. We haven't seen that a lot tonight. Third down and officially 5 yards here for the Golden Bears, and I'd love to keep this drive going. Might even be, I don't know if it's 4-down territory with a 3-touchdown lead, but they give it to Murray. They won't need it. It's Jacoby Murray.
Jacoby's about 3 yards short, 2-yard gain on the play, and it's going to bring up 4th down, and we do not see a punt formation coming on. Well, yeah, it looks like we might. You don't want to give their quarterback a short field to work with.
That's the last thing that he needs. He's good enough. Let's not. If we're gonna make him drive, let's make him drive 80 yards instead of 40. So we'll see if they hear the hard count. No hard count. They give it to Bomar. Bomar's gonna go wide. He is short.
Wow.
And he stopped short by number 21, Thomas.
And so a little bit of that momentum that you just kind of took from the Lions,
I gave it right back to him.
And Thomas McVicker in on the big hit there for the Lions, but that's about as you kind of give them the momentum right back on that 4th down play.
You know, every coach has got his motive for what he wants to do, and we were feeling it. We thought we could get it. He fell just a yard short, actually, is what it was. So they'll take over at our 39, and let's see if we can hold them out of the end zone. The defense has been rising to the occasion so far. So with the exception of one long pass.
Play clock is running out, and they get it off with 1 to go. Demetrius Rogers right up the middle. He's going to get hit right at the line and taken down. So they just got that play off. And Demetrius Rogers
That was
runs
big
it up the
Charlie
middle.
Malady on the tackle.
First time we've mentioned him tonight, but again, kind of the anchor, one of the anchors of that defensive line, big Charlie Malady.
Oh, he's just he's a brute in there. He's like Bluto on the old Popeye cartoon. He's mean. He's a bully, and he's going to just stop up the middle every time.
You got to have that as a defensive lineman as well.
Yep.
And Gauthier is going to roll out to the right. He's chased and gets out of a sack and just throws it away smartly.
Yes.
As Gauthier, and that was Jacoby Myers was in there. Jacoby Murray, was in there, and Donovan Johnson was in there as well.
Donovan was on the coverage. The pass was going to be intended for number 23, and that is Jaden Stowers. So a good overthrow.
And the number 5 was in there from the defensive end spot as well, kind of chasing.
Yeah, that's Luka Chukos.
Chukos was in there as well.
You know,
chasing the quarterback.
Luka battled an ankle sprain for quite a few games, and you know he's kind of the guy. He's the one you want to. He's a big, strong kid.
And it's right at the first down marker. Demetrius Rogers and William Willis met him right at that first down marker. Either way, whether it's a first down or not, it'll be 4th down and inches or first down.
Yeah, they're looking like they want to bring that out. Well, the referee on the far side has got it spotted as a first. He's ready to move the chains. But they're gonna call timeout. They're gonna measure this.
Official timeout for a measurement.
So with 8:47 left in the third quarter, we got a measurement, the first of the game coming up.
And I believe they have it, but we'll obviously the measurement will tell us for sure. But I do believe that they have it by about a half the football, 3/4 of the football. Not that we can see it, but and
You're
they do.
quite right. A half a foot.
About a half the football here, and it is a first down here for the Lions. So quick breather for both sides. And the fans starting to try to kind of urge their Lions here to see if they can keep moving the football.
They come out, no arm pads, no nothing, no gloves. They just come out and they're like the old Pittsburgh Steelers, like last year's defensive line. They just roll up their sleeves and play hard.
Go to work.
Yep.
Man in motion is. And there's Gauthier right down the middle, overthrows his receiver. And Drew Bomar was in there as well, but that was Justin Peavy kind of running in that post route. And Donovan Johnson back on coverage, and Bomar kind of made that leap to try to see if he could climb the ladder and get up there and get that football. Just a little too tall for him, but overthrows Peavy as well.
Yep.
2nd down and 10. Now you can't blame the Lions and Gauthier for kind of going after that big play touchdown. And quick pass out to the right, and again overthrows Peavy on the out route.
Pass intended for number 5.
Donovan Johnson again. And man, what a good matchup that is. Donovan Johnson and Peavy really going at it here, especially in the first half, but they're really kind of getting physical here in the second half as well.
And the Lions, the Hebron, they live and die by that hitch route and out route. They want to try to put themselves in 2nd and short.
Sets up the entire offense.
Right.
Really does.
3rd and short. So now we got 3rd and 10.
It's a glorified running play, really, if you think about it. And
you can bet it's 2-down territory for them.
Getting some pressure. Gauthier is going to go deep again. Picked off
again
in the end zone.
We got
interception.
We got a flag down. It might be roughing the punter, roughing the passer.
I believe it is. And that's a shame because Drew Bomar made a fantastic play in the end zone.
It's great to have Landon back there playing center field, but you don't want to do anything that's going to hurt your team. And he got there just a split second too late. It was kind of a close call. It could have gone either way, but the ref decided to throw the flag. So that's a personal foul on us, and that's going to give an automatic first.
And 15 yards here, and that's one of those mistakes. If you're the Golden Bears, that's one of those mistakes that can really come back and hurt you here in the second half, because you had them stopped. You had the football at the 20-yard line going the other way, and now not only is it a first down, but it's a first down at the 15-yard line. and you give one of the best quarterbacks that we face all year another opportunity here for a touchdown.
It's amazing how Landon can be on one side of the field and come all the way to the other side and make a play. He's just that gifted of an athlete.
So first down and 10 at the 15 now for the Lions after the roughing the passer penalty. It's 28-7, Bears leading. Gauthier with the pump fake. He's going to throw the corner out, and there's Peavy for the touchdown. And again, and it's only a matter of time before those two kind of hook up on one of those routes. When you give them multiple opportunities on a drive, that's going to happen at some point.
Donovan's down there signaling that the ball hit the ground, and when he rolled away from us, it did look like it may have hit the ground, but the receiver's back was to the referee, and the referee called it a touchdown. So, they're wearing the stripes and we're not. So that's going to somewhat change the momentum now. Now it's 28-13, and their guys on for the extra point.
And again, Peavy was kind of begging for one of those the whole first half, and the extra point is up and no good.
Yeah,
and that's actually a huge 1 point. I mean, that's a huge swing right there. Now you have to get a 2-point conversion at some point to tie the game. If at some point it gets to that point, now you have to convert a 2-point conversion, which is another hurdle here for the Lions.
You see the kickers kick the end over end kick, but I've never seen the ball spin like that before.
It was a different looking kick, but a touchdown here for Justin Peavy and the Lions. From Colton Gauthier, and they cut the lead down to 15 here with 8:16 to go in the third quarter. So a lot of action happening here in the first 4 minutes of the second half. We had an onside kick, we had a 50-yard touchdown run, we had an almost interception, a roughing the passer, a 15-yard passing touchdown. So a lot of action here to start the third quarter.
That extra point try, the kick looked like it was an old prop plane that was trying to be cranked. It spun, and luckily it hit the upright and fell off. And now Bomar and Donovan are back deep, and let's see if we can put a stop to this momentum.
And this is where you need one of those patented 8-minute, 9-minute, 15-play holy innocence drives that take some time off of the clock, and that's Zach Jackson, I believe, who's going to get taken down around the 25-yard line, and that's where the Golden Bears will start. And surprise, surprise, Jack Luttrell in on the special teams tackle. I'm pretty sure he plays every position and everything. Ethan Burrows in there as well.
Okay, so here we go. Let's see if we can, right off the bat, just put a stop to what just happened, get back to basics.
So 28-13 again. The Bears started the second half with a 48-yard touchdown run by Marshall Nichols. And Colton Gauthier and company come back and get a touchdown of their own on a 15-yard pass. Beautiful pass there from Gauthier to Peavy. And Nichols is just going to keep it. Has some space. Marshall Nichols up the middle. He had one guy to beat. Can't quite beat him, but he gets up to the 43-yard. He gets up to the 43-yard line, and a big first down run here by Marshall Nichols.
That play was botched up in the backfield. It didn't look like it was going to go anywhere, and Marshall gets 20-25 out of it.
So I think officially it's. Yeah, first at 44-yard line. So I think they give him 20 full yards there on first down on the keeper by Marshall Nichols. And we talked about it, opening up the offensive playbook just a little bit more, getting Marshall a couple of more carries here. And it's first down and 10 for the Golden Bears. Bomar and Jacoby Murray in the backfield for the Bears. And Nichols again. He's going to fight through a couple of balls loose. And it's down on the ground. And just as they drew it up, fumble, recovery for a gain, and close to a first down.
And that was James Gleason on the recovery. And, James Gleason was one of the centers last year, and he got moved to tight end this year, and he's got good hands. So that was a good move by the line coach and Coach Winter moving him out there. And he was Johnny on the spot that time, recovering the fumble and not giving the ball back to them, because the last thing we want to do is give the ball back and let them reestablish some momentum. So we got a fresh group of backs and receivers coming in.
And first down here, they do give it a first down on the recovery. Again, just as you draw it up in the playbook there.
Yep.
But Nichols fumbles, recovered by Gleason. First down, Golden Bears into Lion territory here with 6:51 to go. in the third quarter, and a timeout by the Golden Bears. Take your time, regroup a little bit, get everything together, and finish the drive, because you have about 46 yards here. You need to get another touchdown, because we see the Lions are coming, and they can put some points on the board.
I forgot to mention number 68, Sterling Hartrick, on that offensive line too, and he's one of those kids that was a middle school kid, and all of a sudden he got up here to the varsity level, started hitting those weights, and he's a giant up front, so he's done a great job too.
Another young player, only a sophomore, who's going to be around for the next couple of years as well. And so another player to kind of build that offense around. You can see, if you don't see the future is bright for the Bears program, watching tonight's game, then I don't know what you're watching, because we're not watching the same game, if that's the case.
It's a young offensive line, and I think Mac Mitchell is a senior, and Jack McGinty is a senior, so they're losing those two guys. But they've got, Coach Winters, he doesn't rebuild, he just reloads.
That's exactly right. And even in a kind of everybody thought would be a rebuilding year, a number 2 seed going into the playoffs, and Nichols is going to drop back and nowhere to go. And I thought he was going to fumble the football. He was holding it in that right hand. And Kyle Roberts from the defensive end spot comes in and hits Nichols from behind. I thought he was gonna drop the football again, but he held on to it and took a kind of a hard hit from behind. And he will go down at the line of scrimmage. He maybe lost one.
And it was a great time to make that call too. You figure they're going to be looking for the run. 2 receivers released deep, and their guys covered him, which we didn't expect that. Marshall got up hobbling just a little bit, but he's back at the helm calling the play, so he looks okay.
So 2nd down and 10 here for the Bears at the 46 of the Lions. We approach the 6-minute mark, and Nichols is going to drop it down again, and Bomar on the ground, and Gleason. He has glue on his hands.
We're going to just call him Johnny on the spot from now on.
He has glue on his hands.
Yes.
He fell on another fumble. And that was a strange pitch there, as Nichols wasn't sure if he wanted to keep it or throw it out wide, and the pitch was a little bit low. Bomar then was able to kind of pick it up, but as he got hit, he couldn't quite keep possession of it. So now you're in 3rd down and a long way.
And now the Hebron fans are getting into it, and that's the last thing we wanted. I hope you can hear us in Bear Nation. We're right in the middle of all this.
3rd down and 18 here for the Bears. And Nichols is going to drop back. No time to throw. He's going to release it deep. He has his receiver, and it just can't quite get caught. But my goodness, Landon Cardian had about 4 steps on the closest defender and just couldn't quite come up with that ball.
I really thought Landon was going to catch up to that ball. And Nichols did the right thing. He threw it out there so nobody else could get it but the receiver.
That's a smart play by Marshall Nichols.
Yes.
But Landon Cardian about a half a step away from catching that football and getting about a 25 to 30 yard gain on that 3rd and 18.
Now we get to see Nichols punt. He signed with Mississippi State.
Beautiful high arcing punt, corner coffin kick there, and
just a yard from staying out of the end zone. So that'll bring the ball back out to the 20. Donovan Johnson had a chance at it. He just couldn't catch up to it. It was spinning so hard off the bounce.
And again, this is what you fear here if you're the Bears. You kind of get into this territory where you give them, on that 4th down call, you give them some momentum back. They go down, roughing the passer, 15-yard touchdown. Just like that, it's a 2-score game.
Right.
And now they get the football back after a big stop on 3rd down for their defense as well. So if you're Holy Innocents defense, if you're the Bears defense, you really got to come up with some kind of stop here, whether that's another turnover or whether it's stopping them on 4 downs. But you got to come up with something here if you're the Bears defense.
Yes, I agree. Yeah.
And they're going to spread him out wide here. 4 wide receivers, trips to the bottom of your screen. Gauthier in the shotgun formation. He's flanked by Rogers, and they're going to give it to Rogers out of the backfield, and he's going to get taken down immediately. And you have to think that's just to set up the pass. That's all that is.
That was our good buddy Bluto, Charlie Malady on the tackle, the bully up in the middle there, who just shoved him down and made him taste the artificial turf. And Hebron likes to spread their guys out and get the ball to the playmakers.
This will be a quick pass.
You know it's coming.
You know it's coming. Quick pass here on 2nd down and 10. And Gauthier nowhere to go and gets taken down. Hayes Reifenberger on the sack. for that Bear defense, and that could be one of those plays that they need, as Reifenberger came close here in the first quarter down on this end, but now he comes up with a huge sack from the weak side for Hayes Reifenberger.
You know, you look at Hayes, and he played defensive back on the middle school, and then he moved to defensive line. If you look at him, he's got like a safety type physique, but he's at that rush end, and he's just so quick off the edge that you can't block him if you're an offensive tackle.
It's about 3rd down and 20 here for Gauthier and company on offense, backed inside their own 10-yard line, and he's going to throw it out, and it is dropped. And there wasn't a lot of space over there for Demetrius Rogers to go anyway, to be honest with you. There was a couple of Bears defenders over there kind of ready, playing that prevent defense a little bit, was Holy Innocents. But nonetheless, it'll be 4th down and 20. And more importantly, the Lions are punting from their own end zone.
Yeah, and you know, that play surprised me because you got the quarterback's arm who can heave it down the field, and they throw a little swing pass that, like you said, wasn't going to go really anywhere. It wasn't going to get the first down. So now they're punting from their own end zone. You got Drew Bumar back deep, and they are staying away from that punter. I like that.
Let that go. Don't even touch it. Just don't even touch it. Let it go. So it hit a guy. It hit a guy at around the 45-yard line, bounced off his shoulder pads into Bears territory, but right at around the 47-yard line or so. So the Bears with excellent starting field position. And if you need to put one in the end zone here, this is the drive to go ahead and take that 3, 4, 5, 6 minutes off the clock. And go on one of those drives and take some time off the clock and go up 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, it's deep in the third quarter time-wise. And like you said, it's a good time to just take some time off the clock. And let's wear them down, and let's get it in the end zone and go ahead and make the fourth quarter an easy one for us.
You got to take some time off the clock here. If you're the Bears, you've got to take some time off the clock. And there's Jacoby Murray, fakes it to him. Nichols is going to keep it. He'll get a yard off the right side. And coming up from the defensive end spot to make the hit is Chase Arno.
Yeah, he's been all over the field on that front tonight, but there's a reason for that, is because they're running at him all night.
That's exactly right.
And when you're running triple option, the defense has to play responsibility football. You got to tackle the B-back, you got to account for the quarterback, and you got to account for the pitch man.
And it's difficult to play that way if you're especially if you're a rush end or a defensive end that you're used to getting up the field chasing the quarterback. You got to stay in your lane, right? And it's very difficult to play that the entire game. And there's Donovan Johnson with some space up the middle, makes a couple of guys miss, falls forward at the 35-yard line. A big first down for Donovan Johnson.
There's the beauty of having a all-state sprinter as your B-back, because once he breaks the second level, he's gone. And he was that close. Luckily they had a safety playing deep. And, luckily Jaden Stowers got him, or else he would have been gone. And Donovan does stay in there, and I imagine we'll see Jacoby here pretty quick.
So 2:30 left on the third quarter clock. 1st and 10, new set of downs here for the Bears. And again, Donovan Johnson will fall forward past the 35-yard line down to around the 33. So he'll get a couple there on first down, 2 or 3 yards. And that's Jack Luttrell in on the hit for the Lions.
That little up the middle play is such a sneaky little play, because they're looking for that jet play. That's that new little wrinkle we put in. And on that jet play, all of a sudden the fullback's got it, the B-back, and he's in the second level, 8 yards downfield.
And it's quite a difference when you're looking for Bomar to come around the edge, and then you see Jacoby Myers in your face coming right up the middle. That's a little bit different of a tackle, I would imagine.
Yes.
So two different. Both of those are in the game as well.
What'd you call it? Thunder and lightning.
Thunder and lightning.
Yep.
That's what it's been tonight for sure. And there's Thunder getting the handoff here, Jacoby Murray, and he's going to get pushed forward down close to the 30-yard line. So 3 more yards. It'll bring up 3rd down and 5, and this is 4-down territory here for the Bears regardless. And Zach Gunderson from that defensive line spot coming in, and big Zach Gunderson, big kid on that defensive line making the hit on Jacoby Murray.
It's 3rd down and 6 yards to go.
And you can bet it's going to be 4-down territory from here.
Without a doubt. I don't think it's even a hesitation at this point. But you see that play clock, it's already down to close to 10 here. The Bears just taking their time, want to run as much time off the clock as physically possible here. 3rd down and 6 for the Bears. Expect 2 running plays here as well to try to get the first down. Nichols is going to fake it, pitch out left to Drew Bomar, kind of tries to split inside the 30 down to the 28-yard line. So it'll be 4th down and 3 for the Bears. And
I tell you what,
they're going to go for it, no doubt.
They're making a point to tackle the quarterback all night, and Marshall is just taking a pounding there, and he still gets up, and he's still ready to go. So
and
now
he still runs for 48-yard touchdowns in the middle of the field as well. So
now they're bringing in the beef squad for this 4th down and 3. Now they're going to try a field goal. Yep.
So they will have to snap it before the 3rd quarter ends. A field goal. Carrillo is up, and it's no good.
No good. He got just under it and pushed it to the right a little bit.
So I understand that call because it puts you up. It puts you up 3 scores, right? I understand that call because it puts you up 3 scores. It puts you up 18 points, and that gets the game to 3 possessions. Right. And I totally understand that call.
I get it.
And totally understand it. We don't see Carrillo kicking a lot of field goals.
No, that was actually going to be a 45-yard attempt, and it was just short, just wide right a little bit, and he got under it, and he knew it when he kicked it. You can tell by a kicker's expression. I mean, they know when they've hit it if it's good or not. And now we're going to change ends of the field in the 4th quarter. We're still up by 15 points. And now they give that ball back to that throwing guy, number 4 for the Lions.
That's about as dangerous as you're going to see it this year. And both of these teams even out in the 3rd quarter with a score apiece. Of course, the Bears hit the extra point to go up 28-7, and then coming back, the Lions put up a touchdown after the roughing the passer call, and Colton Gauthier with a beautiful pass into the corner of the end zone to Peavy, and that missed extra point, and that's where we stand now. 28-13, Holy Innocents looking to hold on the road to lock in most likely that number 2 spot in the region and a home playoff game next Friday.
Yep.
So as we start the 4th quarter, Gauthier, quick pass out to the right end. That was a dangerous pass.
And almost intercepted by Christian Paget.
And Paget came in very quickly. He read that right away and kind of got beside the block, and Stowers just couldn't quite handle it.
It popped out of the arms of Jaden Stowers and almost popped right in the arms of Paget, which would have been a quick pick 6.
Very dangerous play.
Mm-hmm. Yep. But then again, they like their step back screens.
That's
they like their tunnel screens.
Yep.
And their hitches.
Quick pass, run, 50-yard bomb.
Yep.
That's the offense. They set up those quick passes and those runs up the middle. Even if it gets 1 or 2 yards, they set it up for those long passes. And a blitz coming from the Bears defense. They get it to Luttrell, and Luttrell kind of wrapped up with one hand by Bomar. He's still about a yard and a half short of the first down.
Yep. He caught that. That was like a comeback or a curl route, we call it. About 8 yards and turn around and then let your legs do the rest, and he fell just about a yard short, like you said. So it's going to bring up a 3rd and 1, a big 3rd and 1 in the game right now. And I would almost venture to say this could be 2-down territory for the Lions.
That would be dangerous, but you almost have to do it down 15, and Gauthier is going to fake it to Demetrius Rogers, and Gauthier has some space. He's going to try to get up the sideline, and he does. He lowers that shoulder and gets inside the 50, down to around the 48-yard line, 49-yard line, so he goes into Bears territory. So he's running a little differently when he takes off here in the second half. He's running with that, he's protecting the football a little bit more, and he's running with that shoulder down.
You know, what a great game football. You're watching 11 guys go on 11 guys, making a tackle. These kids are playing like college and pro guys.
And man in motion is Preston Brown there, and Gauthier back to pass again. He's going to chuck it down deep. He has a receiver one-on-one coverage, and fight for the ball down the middle of the field. And that was Stowers, and it was that Donovan Johnson in there as well. So Johnson in on the coverage, excellent coverage downfield. And that was Jaden Stowers and Donovan Johnson doing battle down there around the 15-yard line.
You know, you're going to be hard pressed to get a long pass over Donovan. He's just he's crafty.
He's physical.
And so, you know, physical. The thing you want with a cornerback is you want strong hands. He's able to hand fight with that guy going downfield and climb the ladder and make that play. So that's a good job right there. We got 2nd and 10. They're shifting sides, the receivers. Looks like they've got a quarterback in a yellow jersey signaling plays in from the offensive
Play
coordinator.
clock down to 2, and Gauthier gets the handoff and gets it to Rogers. And Rogers falls forward to around the 45-yard line.
Third manageable, and you know what's coming, right?
third and 6. I would say that curl route or that comeback route's going to happen about 7 yards down the field, right past that line, right past that first down marker.
You can bet it's going to be one of those, or it's going to be the step back screen.
It's always to the trip strong side, right? So it's always to the 3 wide receiver side as well. So at the top of your screen, watch that step back screen or watch the comeback route there as well. And he fakes it, and there it is, across the middle, and it's dropped.
He just dropped it.
He had the first down.
Well, I tell you what.
He took another hit, man.
If you're a quarterback, you don't want to throw to Landon Carty, and now they've got him at corner instead of safety, and he's playing on the one-on-one side when they're moving one of their wide receivers. They're doing trips right and the one wide receiver left to kind of isolate. And now they got him on Landon, which is going to be a mistake because he can cover anybody.
So 4th down and 6 yards here, and Gauthier took another hit there in the backfield. William Willis came in on that delayed linebacker blitz and really put a lick on Gauthier in the backfield there. But 4th down and 6 here. The Bears need a big stop and get the football back. Gauthier has all kinds of time, and he completes the pass to Luttrell, who stays on his feet. And forward progress is stopped at around the 30-yard line, so first down Lions. And James Gleason from that linebacker spot with the hit.
Yep.
He just had a ton of time to kind of throw and survey the field back there. And there was that comeback route, comes right across the middle of the field, stops around the 35-yard line or so.
That's the one time all night I've really seen him have that much time.
He had a ton of time to throw, and you give him that time, they're going to complete the pass. He's too good of a quarterback. So first down and 10 for the Lions at the 30 of the Bears. Again, so a lot of time to throw here by Gauthier. Stiff arms one defender, and he's going to run, and he'll get about, and that could be 15 more.
That easily could have been a penalty, and they didn't call it.
Oof.
And it's hard to tell from this angle. I mean, if he's even close to the white, you can make a play on it. But once he gets a foot or two into the white lines on the sideline, you can't mess with him.
You just got to let him go. You just absolutely have to let him go.
Yeah.
And so it does stop the clock after the gain of 7 on the scramble by Gauthier. 9:27 on the fourth quarter clock. 28-13. The Bears leading. And another quick pass. Great catch.
So they found something in that middle there. They're liking those little comebacks or curl routes.
And Preston Brown on the catch.
It's getting them closer to the end zone.
They're nickel and diming their way down the field here. Instead of taking those big shots, they're really just kind of taking their 5 to 7 yard passes, but they're turning them into 8 and 10 and 12 yards. And so they're able to move the football here.
Yep.
So first down and 10 here from the 15-yard line. And Gauthier, this time he gets blitzed and has to throw it away. And there's William Willis in the backfield again with a big hit on Gauthier.
You don't want to hit William Willis. He's got like a head of cement. He just hits you so hard, you're going to feel it every time he hits you.
And Gauthier's getting up a little slow. He's taking some shots here, especially on this drive. He's really taking some shots. Tough kid, obviously, to get back up. And he had to throw that one away. Smartly threw it in the flat near a receiver, but where nobody else was. But it brings up second down and 10, and it stops the clock at 9:04 here in the fourth quarter.
And you know what a great linebacker William Willis is. He can rush. He can play run linebacker, and he can also drop in coverage. Now he's coming off the edge again.
Gauthier.
That's going to be a touchdown.
And that was Jaden Stowers, kind of on that post route.
We got a flag down. We got holding on the Lions, so that's coming all the way back. Yep, we didn't see it, but it was holding on the Lions.
And my goodness, what a penalty.
Oh, if you're the Bears, you love it. If you're the Lions, you're hating it.
Oh, all the way back to the 33-yard line.
Yep.
And that is...
They got to get down to the 5 for a first, actually.
So second, should be, I believe it's second.
It is.
Second down and 20.
30-ish, isn't it? Yeah, it's like 33 yards. Second 33, 10.
You're better at math than me,
20.
Coach.
I don't know about that. I'm gonna say like right at about 28 yards.
Second down and distance. And Gauthier nowhere to go. Taken down in the backfield.
Luka Chukos.
And Luka Chukos coming in. And Gauthier gets taken down again.
And he's Luka's a big kid walking around with a little swag right now. Look, no arm pads, got those got that jersey rolled up under the shoulder pads and just comes hard. I mean, he's so big too.
So third down and 31, I think. If my math is well, they're at the 36.
I'm going to go with your math over mine.
36 to the 5 would be 31 yards. So I'm going to go third down and 31 here.
I'm going with it.
Because that's our best guess, and neither one of us should do math ever again.
And I would say it's 4-down territory. Screen pass.
And they get it. They get it to Peavy. Peavy has some space, making up some of those yards.
That's going to make it a manageable 4th down.
And that's a great call. And is that William Willis hurt that back here? And it is. I think William Willis hurt that left shoulder.
Yeah, he did. He's had a
brace.
He's had a problem with that thing all year. You know, he's got a brace on it. It was he was out for a game with it, with the bad shoulder. You can see he's dragging it. So this is the play of the game. They've got to go for it. They have no choice. It's 4th and 9.
4th and 9 at the 15-yard line. So they can get a first down at the 5. Or obviously score a touchdown here as well. As we approach the 7-minute mark, it's 4th down and 9, a huge play in this ball game. Stowers in motion. Gauthier takes the shotgun snap. They're going to throw it back, wide open space. That's going to be a touchdown.
Throwback screen.
Good play call. Another screen. When you have a very aggressive defense as the Bears have been, calling back-to-back screens, you kind of catch them off guard. And so from a third down, and we believe third down and 33, they end up scoring a touchdown in 2 plays. So do you go for the 2 here? You just kick the extra point?
Go ahead and get the points, and then see if you get like a cheap turnover or something. But now it's going to be time to see if that offense of ours is going to stand up and drive the ball.
I was going to say the extra point in this one is going to be even bigger than the last one here, because he misses that one. You're in real trouble if you're the Lions. But they did end up hitting that one. So 28-20. The Lions have fought their way back to a 1 touchdown and 1 touchdown and 2-point conversion game, and
to tying it up.
7 minutes and 3 seconds left. And if you're the Bears, you're gonna have to move the football here. You have to force the Lions to call a couple of timeouts. They do have all 3 of their timeouts to use, but you have to get at least a few first downs here, and maybe force some timeouts later on, and use as much of that play clock as physically possible here if you're the Bears. And we'll see if we can hold on to this win.
That touchdown kind of brought the life back into the fans here. We're right in the heart of them in the stands. They don't have that press box is mighty small up there and doesn't have room for us. But they got some of their hands guys up front. They know what could be coming. But you would probably think in this situation he's probably going to kick it deep.
If they kick an onside kick here, I might just go home.
I'd be shocked.
That would be on one of those not top 10.
It looks like he's lining it up to pooch it over here to our side. Bo Maxwell's over there, so is Christian Paget. Yep, little pooch kick to Bo.
And Maxwell's going to field it at the 25. He lowers that shoulder and he'll fall forward. Pretty good field position to start at the 35-yard line if you're the Bears.
Yeah.
Return on the play by number 2 for the Golden Bears, Bo Maxwell.
And so here we go, under 7 minutes to go, 6:58 on the 4th quarter clock. Looking for a number 2 seed in the region here. The Bears leading 28-20, and they're going to have to move the football here a little bit and move some of this clock if they want to win this football game on the road.
You know, I've been trying to find out who's at number 87 is for us, and I think it's Mikey Bennett. I think he's it's not listed on the roster, but he's basically a tackle that's gone to a tight end.
And Bomar in motion. He's going to take the snap, and he'll fall forward for a gain of about 2, maybe 3 yards there on first down.
Tackle on the play by number
Chase Arno again.
Arno.
Man, have we said his name a lot tonight on that defensive front for the Lions. And here comes big Jacoby Murray into the game here for the Bears.
Yeah, this is his time right here, the Barnyard Mule. You got to put the pack on his back and let him run up the mountain.
And 10 seconds left on the play clock, and they hike it. Nichols is just going to keep it. Nowhere to go. Was that Arno again? I think it was Chase Arno again from that defensive line spot who just stuffed Nichols over that left side.
Marshall Nichols did get a couple.
Chase Arno. It's third down.
So third down and 6 here for the Bears. A huge, huge, huge play.
Right.
If you're the Golden
game.
Bears.
Biggest of the game.
So Murray and Gleason exit, and in come some of the speedsters here. Christian Padgett in as well. So big third down here for the Bears. Third down and 6. Nichols is going to pass. He's going to chuck it up deep, and Landon Cardian can't come up with it. And that was a big defensive play. That was Justin Peavy and Landon Cardian, another good matchup. And Cardian had a pretty good opportunity there to catch that football, but playing a little hand fighting there with Justin Peavy down deep.
Yeah. You know, you figure a one-on-one, Landon's going to come up with it, but Peavy played great pass defense and got his – thing about what he did is he got his head turned around at the last second, so that's why they didn't call any pass interference.
So it will be a punting situation here for the Bears. On 4th down and 6, All-State All-American punter here, Marshall Nichols with a beautiful kick. And that is going to drop inside the 20 down to around the 15 or 16-yard line. So pretty good punt there from Marshall Nichols. But, man, are we giving the ball back to an offense that's kind of rolling right now. Yep. They found their groove a little bit here in the second half.
And they do got to score twice. I mean, we're counting that two-point conversion as a score. So they got a long way to go. They got, 86 yards, 85 yards?
I think 80, where did they mark him? The 16? So
right between the 15 and 16.
We'll call it the 15, 85 yards.
85 yards to go.
And we'll see what happens here, but the Bears desperately need a stop here on defense, and they've had a couple of long drives back-to-back here for the Lions, and they could use a stop here on defense.
Right. Now with the game you had well in hand, now it's now the quarterback's going to try to win it with his arm.
And Gauthier goes right at the line of scrimmage. No gain, I don't believe, on the catch.
Yeah, none.
No gain.
So 2nd down and 10 here after the first down completion. It stops the clock at 5:13. 28-20, the Golden Bears leading over the Lions here with 2nd place in the region on the line. And a home playoff game. Gauthier shotgun formation. He looks again, throw out to the flat, nobody there, and throws it short. And that was actually smart. The fans don't realize it, but that was actually a smart play. Nobody was open.
What do you do here on 4th down if it goes to 4th down? You got to punt it away, right? You got three timeouts.
Yes. With 3 timeouts, your defense has played extremely well in the second half, other than that 148-yard play to start the second half
that was
midfield.
It.
That was it.
Yep.
Your defense has played excellent here in the second half. If you're the Lions and you end up facing this 4th down, you punt the football and use those 3 timeouts.
Okay, big 3rd down, 3rd and 10.
So 3rd down and 10. Preston Brown in motion. And nowhere to go again. Gauthier nowhere to go. Escapes the sack. But this time he's going to get taken down in the backfield. Excellent sack.
Big Luka Chukos on the sack.
Chukos in there again. And Gauthier did an excellent job of evading that first sack attempt. But Luka had all the willpower there to go. He just kept with him and kept fighting with those arms and eventually brings him down inside the 5. Great defensive possession there for the Bears.
If you look at Luka, he's got such long arms and strong hands. Once he gets you in his grasp, he's not letting go. You're not getting away from him.
Big kid, too. Big kid.
Yep. And now the punter is back there at about the 1 yard from the back of the end zone line. So this should give us a good return. Or good field position.
Pretty good punt this time by Luttrell. And they're just going to let that go. And 46-yard line. And listen, if you're the Bears, you got to get a couple of first downs here. And you put this game away with a touchdown.
Yep. And all the defensive coaches are over there congratulating Luka for that sack, which was huge.
Huge. Absolutely huge.
Yeah.
It's a game-changing play. But if you're the Bears offense, it's your time to respond here. You got to get a couple of first downs and put this game away.
If you walk by Luka, you just look at him and you go, gracious, you're a big guy.
He is a big. You can tell from the stands he's a big kid. And Nichols is going to keep it. He'll fall forward inside the 45 to around the 43-yard line. So a gain of 3 there on first down. So if you're the Lions, when do you use those timeouts?
I would say if they don't gain anything right here, not too much, you got to go ahead and bust one out, don't you?
You have to. If on third down, you have to at least stop the clock on third down. You have to stop the clock on third down. Going into fourth down, after third down is what I was trying to say, but that clock is ticking. You have all 3 of those timeouts, so you would think after the second down play, depending on the yardage, you may see a couple of timeouts, and they'll keep one in their pocket for offense.
That's Nick Morgan on the carry, and he lost about a yard on the play.
So that's an interesting call there on second down and 7, and no timeout being called here.
It's third down and 8 yards to go.
So if you're the Bears, you waste all this 30 seconds on the play clock. That you would imagine if they stop them here on third down, they're calling that timeout, and it'll be a 2-minute drill for Gauthier and company.
You know, with a throwing team like Hebron, I would have already called it because you know the quarterback can just throw it away or whatever he needs to do to stop the clock.
So 2:45 left, and Marshall Nichols staring at that play clock. He hikes it with 4 seconds to go. And Donovan Johnson with an unbelievable run, just breaking tackles. And I believe Donovan Johnson is about 2 yards short.
He is.
And if you're the Bears, you pin him inside the 5, inside the 10, or do you go for it on 4th and 2? You gotta go for it. If you're Coach Winter, that's your mantra, right?
That's his forte. He's gonna go for it. And I mean, you don't want to give the ball back to him. If you get it right now, if you get the first down, I would pretty much say it's over.
you gotta go for it.
He may try to draw him off. You know, there's all kinds of tricks in the bag that he has. But look where the ball is. It's at the 37. We've gone for it on our own 25. So.
That's a good point.
You have to bet the house that he's gonna go for it right here.
As a reminder,
this could easily be the game.
Yeah.
At the end of the game, help our
So 37, they got to get to around the 35 and a half or so for a first down. So it's a full 2 yards to get this first down. And if you're the Bears,
I would bet they're going to try to draw him off right here.
Who do you give it to? Do you keep it with Marshall? You've had some success with Marshall in the second half. Do you give it to Donovan or Jacoby?
You've got
Jacoby
options.
Murray?
That's why it's the triple option.
4th down and 2 for the Bears. Looking to try to put the game away. They're trying to draw him off sides.
They're trying to draw him, yep.
Timeout, Coach Winter.
Timeout, Golden Bears.
And so they did try to draw him off with that, with kind of those motions in the backfield. And so 2:34 left to go here in this fourth quarter. It's 28-20. The Bears clinging to a 1 touchdown and 2-point conversion lead here after leading 28-7 at one point here in the second half.
Right.
The Lions have come climbing. We talked about it. We said that they have an offense. They can score points. They're going to come back. They're going to score. They have a good quarterback. He's thrown for 1,800 yards on the season. He's a good quarterback.
That's why you don't want to give it back to that guy because he can throw.
He's scary. He's
and here we go.
Scary.
There's no punter. No, Marshall is not going back in punt formation. So we're going to try to win the game right here.
And so who two of you are Coach Winter on one of the biggest plays of the season here for the Golden Bears. You see Donovan Johnson in the backfield. You have to think that Donovan Johnson's getting the football here on 4th down. And they don't. They swing it wide to Bomar. He's short.
He's short. He's short. He's about a yard short.
I'm very surprised that Donovan Johnson didn't get that football. He's one of your power backs back there. He's really been able to kind of shed some tacklers. Bomar's really been able to get something going there in the first half. And Donovan Johnson's been your workhorse here in the second.
Here's the thing about going for it, not making it. Now we've given them great field position.
You're right.
They've got it at their 37, and they've got 2 timeouts, 2 minutes and 28 seconds left on the clock, and a quarterback that's signed with South Carolina. So that's SEC football right there. They recognize something good in him. He is.
So 5 seconds on the play clock. Gauthier gets out there, and they hike it with 1 second on the play clock. And Gauthier is back. He's going to chuck it down deep. He has his receiver, and it's picked off.
Yes,
Landon Cardian with the interception.
We've got a flag on the play. There is a flag.
There's no Cardian didn't touch that wide receiver, Coach. I watched it the entire way.
It might be a face mask on them when they dragged him down. They're waving it off.
So they're waving it off. So no penalty. An interception by Landon Cardian. And what a play, gives the football right back to the Bears.
I think the ref threw his flag instead of the beanbag. The beanbag is where he throws it to spot it.
I think you're right.
And he threw the flag down instead. So, yeah, he picked up his beanbag too. So the Bears take over on, Landon Cardian's second interception, third with a penalty. And we got it 2:20 to go.
Game's not over, by the way.
No.
2 timeouts. The game is not over. Far from over. A lot of time, 2 timeouts. They can stop the clock twice. And
I was surprised to see them go for the home run ball the first play.
And there's Donovan Johnson, who's just going to kick 2 hands on that football, fall forward the second time out of the half. The clock's not running. The clock is stopped for some reason.
Now that it is running. Now they call timeout.
So there needs to be a lot more time that came off the clock there. Yeah, so they're lowering a little bit, 2:13 now I see. So they took off 7 full seconds on that play in a timeout. Second of the half here by the Lions. They'll have 1 remaining, so they can stop the clock one more time. And the best thing for the Bears here is just to break one out and get 1 first down, and that'll end the game. You can head into victory formation and head back to the house.
And I was also surprised that he threw over to Landon Cardian's side, because one thing Landon has also is he has great recovery speed. So if the ball's in the air and he's a couple yards behind the receiver, he's going to catch up to him, and he's got long arms. He can climb the ladder and make the play, and that fell right in his hands, made the play, fell to the ground, just didn't even want to take a chance of running it back and fumbling it. Smart player, just put himself down, gave us the ball. Here we go, 2nd and 7. So again, we're in great position. Let's go ahead and end this thing. Get home, get healthy, have practice next week, and have a playoff game at home next week.
And Nichols is just going to keep it. Just go down, Marshall. He's holding that thing like a loaf of bread in that one hand, and my goodness, that was scaring. that was scaring me. He was just holding that thing out for anybody to grab, and that was very, very dangerous. But he goes down. And so the final timeout of the half here for the Lions, and that'll stop the clock at 1:54. And that is the last time that they can stop the clock. So
no, they actually didn't. They didn't call a timeout.
So the referee signaled a timeout. My apologies.
Yeah,
so the referees signaled I thought they signaled a timeout, but they did not. So they don't stop the clock here, as it is still moving at 1:35 and counting. And
they're going to take their chances. We stop them here, make them punt. If we stop them here, they should call the timeout.
So 8 seconds on the play clock here for the Bears. Nichols is just going to keep it. He's going to
first down,
Bears, and that will do it.
What a run. What a run by Marshall Nichols.
And Marshall Nichols broke about 4 or 5 tackles on that one run. He falls forward for the first down, and that's a backbreaker for the Lions.
And I tell you what, that kid took some hits, some knocks. He's going to be sore tomorrow morning, but he deserves a big bacon and egg breakfast, I can tell you that.
That he does.
He broke through the line, got to the second level, and took hit after hit and just kept pushing, and nobody could bring him down. He's a strong kid. Look at his thighs. He's a big kid, and that's it right there. That's the ball game.
And should be victory formation, which is the best formation in all of football.
It is. You can see the A-backs are right around him. And that's a knee. Get out, Marshall. There you go. And that's going to be game, my friends.
They might have to hike it.
No. Look, there's two different. There's on the a play clock and on the
So that'll do
20.
it.
Yeah, the 40-second clock. There's a 2-second difference, so it's over.
That will just about do it, folks. The Bears, I can say, hold on. The Bears hold on for a victory on the road against Hebron Christian. And, man, what a football game that was in the second half. It was back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. And Hebron put on one heck of a fight there in the second half. But the Bears prevail in a very close game in the second half.
28-20.
28-20, and what a fantastic football game on both sides. And the Bears will be hosting a playoff game next Friday night at Riverwood.
Yep.
At Riverwood International School, and we will see who they play officially, later on in the week. But we will see everybody back on the Golden Bear Network next Friday night at 7:30. For Nathan Griotti,
Coach Gaines,
we will see you guys next week on the Golden Bear Network.